Yeah, it's our time to shine. Show that's the kind of state of mind you gotta combine with hard work and time. You gotta climb to the top. Don't let yourself drop till your heart stops. Let this beat rock. Got a new clock and a new stock for this new rock. Just let your mind loose from the new stock. Drunk off the goose, thinking that I'm too pop. Getting caught with a few thoughts cause I'm too lost. Off the speakers can't even handle me. Giving what I got, nobody's gonna drain my energy. And I will never stop, I'm motivated by enemies. Setting up shop so everybody remember me. And no, I am not going through life regretfully. I'd rather work non-stop, what they call incessantly, than work some odd job just to live life pleasantly. Already got lost in my mind, not a fantasy, I'm getting with a forgotten soul, so stop, drop, and roll. You lost all control and pop off your balls. I got squat, I fold, I'm not bought, I'm sold. My stock rocks, it's gold. Hey, knock, knock, she holding shit, talk to close. I ain't stopping though, it's hip-hop, you know. Or is it rock and roll? I'm not dropping down, no, my pocket's grown. You can't stop the show, so get rockin' on. So let me break it all down for you. I ain't never giving up, I ain't never giving up. Taking that crown from you. I ain't worried about you, I ain't never. So let me break it all down for you. I ain't never giving up, I ain't never. You know I'm taking that crown from you. I ain't worried about you, I ain't here to make it better.
All right, welcome everybody. Quarterfinal action is here. I'm Ski Free Yeti. I'll be producing today. We have two special commentators who will be joining me. We're doing things a little differently today. The feature match is Gravity versus Havoc, and we will also be showing you the scores throughout the night tonight of Alt F4 and Alt F4 versus Otaku, and then also Solo Cup versus Illusion. We'll be sure to keep you guys updated so you are in the know when we are in the know. So. In the meantime, guys, your casters tonight is everybody's favorite. We have Kingdom, and we have making his casting debut today, Gecko. So,
Hello. Grateful to be here.
The floor is yours, guys.
All right, thank you. And we have such great matchups coming up tonight. We have like you said before, Solo Cup, Illusion, Otaku, Sugar Rush, Otaku Harmony. No, sorry, Otaku, Alt F4. That's what it was. I'm sorry. But this one's super exciting because Gravity versus Havoc is a Season 1 championship matchup. This was last year. For all the people who weren't around last year, this was the main event, Season 1, and I'm excited to see with the two different roster changes. Let's see how this one's going to go down.
Definitely, and we'll see that it's not just the finals yet. We're still in the semis, so this will be an extreme throwdown to see if they really want to get that spot to move on and face off against people in the quarters as well as the finals themselves.
I agree. I mean, this is going to be like I said, this is playoffs. It's do or die, and they got 7 maps to make this this reality for them. Do you think Havoc has the ability to go 2 for 2 last season, winning the championship? Do you think they have what it takes to make another championship run?
I would say so. Yeah, I definitely think they have the ability to, but with each team, you can't discount what they have. You've got Velzen and Orsted, the two that everyone talks about in the community. But, you've also got some pretty strong contenders as well. Bubbers, Dimtree, Mimsy, all definitely doing well, bringing stuff to their team. And Havoc bringing Courage and Anarchy, especially Dunzo on the main tank. Definitely going to be an interesting match with all the growth that's been happening this season.
Yeah, I agree. And as we get started here, a very dive-oriented map on Watchpoint Gibraltar. And let's see what both teams are going to do. I think right now, the side of Gravity, you're just memeing a little bit. But you look at the side of the defense, you got Anarchy on that Widow. Courage running the Hanzo double snipers, going in with a dive, with a Mercy, and a Zenyatta. That's pretty solid.
And Gibraltar favors a dive defense, being able to drop down on that cart, as well as then just recover and jump back up on top of the high ground, as well as with plenty of contest points for Hanzo to crawl around on and get advantages on the other team attacking.
And let's see how this one goes.
Looking at a bunker comp on attack with 2 main tanks.
2 main tanks, a Bastion and a Torbjorn, Orsted and Velzen being the DPS combo, as we all know. So let's see how Havoc is going to handle this.
Definitely. Looks like they're not even going to try to contest them when they go under the archway. Anarchy trying to get a couple shots in, but it's not going to help. They've got that shield locked down, a full nice semicircle with defense around that Bastion Torb.
And let's see, they're going to try to take advantage of the high ground here as the team fight breaks out. They do use the BAP ability there. Courage takes it out.
The lamp is down, but so is the mech from Sleepy. Sleepy is demech, so...
Oh, Anarchy! What a huge shot right there on the main support.
Oh, they're diving in. Coming in. Dunzo contesting cart, making sure they can't get the push, but it doesn't look like it's going to help.
Oh, but Dunzo's taking...
Orsted getting the Zenyatta and the Widowmaker, and the Orisa getting Hanzo. And the first payload has already been pushed quite early on in the match, I gotta say.
And that initial shot from Anarchy did open up some space to get going, but you have such a comp, it's so hard to get in there with the tanks, and Dunzo fell first, and from there it was all downhill. So let's see what adjustments Havoc is going to do to make up for this.
Definitely, and with most bunker comps, if you can destroy that Bastion and prevent the res, they stop steamrolling. You've got that momentum that keeps going, and if you can stop that, usually bunker comp sort of becomes less viable. But Havoc is struggling just a little bit to break it up. The first dive was kind of effective, but
yeah, right now also we're currently even on ults, if you will, and let's see what ults are going to be used here as the Bastion, as the Torb uses this ult as well as Hanzo. Courage picks up huge kill.
Oh, Havoc getting the wipe on Gravity. Oh my.
I don't know about that ult from Dimtree there, as Havoc finally gets a team fight to go their way. And they're stopped halfway, almost all the way to second point. And
definitely,
now it's going to be a comp change for Gravity.
It's definitely an easier choke to hold with dive as well, but with that Sombra shutting down potentially Dunzo on his monkey if he can get those hacks off, or even Zenyatta or Diva, it may not be as effective, but we'll see.
And look at the tank line taking advantage of the high ground as Dunzo's looking for a target to dive. But Orsted's in the back line with the Sombra looking for an easy hack target. He does get the hack on Sleepy, and Sleepy's going to get punished, but Orsted does get out.
Definitely on the high ground, keeping that dive away from it, but the Sombra's dropped down, just looking for a couple shots, but doesn't seem to be finding anything.
Dunzo takes out Mimsy. That's huge, as a hack does come out, and Orsted has forced to get out. And Dunzo currently hacked right now, but Sleepy does take out Dim. At Dimtree in the chat, ladies and gentlemen, as Dimtree is taken out by Sleepy, and this team fight is over as Ana barely able to escape. Bubbers with like less than 50% health.
I mean, they were that
but
was
Orsted takes out Budgie. That's huge.
Huge back push, getting 81% on that EMP. We might see EMP next team fight, which could turn the tides of this fight because dive tanks EMP hurts a lot.
Oh, and look how aggressive Gravity's going, but they do release the jump right there. Let's see what Anarchy is able to do with this tire. It's got the ability to be used. D-Max the Diva, that's exactly what they wanted here. Slow down this offense while Havoc calibrates what they want to do. They're taking advantage.
Gets a pick. It doesn't seem like Gravity can get a team fight in. Havoc's just keeping them from having a full, congealed group from pushing and actually taking this cart back.
Oh, but you look at the side of Gravity with the EMP Nano Blade coming up this fight. This could be catastrophic for Havoc if they are not well prepared. Budgie needs to play this smart.
Budgie is definitely playing this smart. He's got a backline, but if that monkey can come in and cancel him out, that could be huge. They won't even have to use EMP if Budgie drops early.
So let's take a look at what Orsted's plan this year is. His job is going to be the initial EMP to start this whole fiasco as he goes invisible now looking. Oh, he's immediately spotted by Dunzo, but Dunzo ignores him.
Diving the high ground. High ground's taking Courage is out. Here comes the Nano Blade and the EMP. But the self-destruct comes off, preventing that push from going through.
Bubbers is taken out by Dunzo. Anarchy with another tire, and this one takes out Velzen.
Oh my gosh, Havoc just wiping Mimsy and Velzen. Orsted getting a pick on Courage though. But Anarchy immediately countering that with another pick on Orsted, and Dunzo taking out Dimtree again.
And all those ults being used, and Havoc finds a way through it. Well played on the side of Havoc as Budgie managed to trans for the EMP is taken out, delaying any kind of more damage that could come from that. And
definitely Courage still holding on to his ult too, allowing them to have a lot of area control with Hanzo, knowing that they've still got that ability. But
and Courage has been very good in this Hanzo so far. His ults have been almost always productive, so let's see what he's going to try to do. Perhaps maybe split the tank line once they dive in, or we'll see what's going to happen. Or now switch to the Soldier off of the Sombra, as that plan did not work out. But we'll see if Gravity can get the value out of the Soldier. The dive group, the dive composition that Havoc is running doesn't allow for Soldier a lot of free reign. And notice NPC who's usually on the main tank is on the Diva, and he will throw a bomb, and it's not going to get anything. He does use it to remech. They could C9 this point. Anarchy barely touches the point just in time. Oh, Paraspark goes down. That could be huge for Gravity's push, but it looks like they're going to get the control. Oh, but Velzen with a double. Oh, Velzen's cleaned up as well as Orsted, and that looks like it's going to be fight one for the... Oh, maybe Nunzo's still alive. He is ulting on point now. Oh, but here comes the Tactical Visor. Really early out, especially for such an early swap onto Soldier. NPC takes out Dunzo. Orsted kills Paraspark with the Visor. And Anarchy just Anarchy and Courage. He comes with a Rip Tire. But it doesn't get... Unlucky, not able to get what he needs. But Velzen does use his Genji Blade, but it is taken care of by Budgie with that trans. Trans keeps it down. Here comes the Self-Destruct. Is it going to get anything? It gets two! Huge! But Dimtree getting the pick on the Budgie. NPC demacking Sleepy with a self-destruct. Oh, but they need to stay on point. They almost C9 there. Dunzo is the only one that is able to stay on the point right now. As Courage comes back on the Tracer, trying to take out Bubbers. Bubbers uses the nade, and Tracers that have health have to force to use a recall. Dunzo getting the pick on the healer, or Anarchy, excuse me. Anarchy kills two, that's right, as well as Courage, and this one could be a one fight for Havoc. Mimsy doesn't get the res off either. Courage and Budgie taking care of the trash. Sleepy DMX NPC. And that might be time. It might be all she wrote. No, but for real though, I think that they push it far enough to where Gravity does have a chance to hold them. But Havoc really coming out swinging. saying, you can try all the cheese you want, but I think that it's not going to work on Havoc so easily.
Let's talk about that last hold really quickly. Dunzo with the Primal stalling long enough for everyone to show up, and then Budgie transcendencing, keeping Sleepy, keeping Paraspark alive, just making sure that fight kept going on, and then Anarchy and Dunzo coming back with the Soldier 76 and the Hammond, just wiping the floor with the rest of the team from Gravity.
Yeah, I mean that's you got to credit Dunzo for that, for the stall. I mean that was perfectly executed by the side of Havoc, and Sleepy getting that huge double kill really started to inspire Havoc that this is winnable, and then Anarchy picking up two pieces as well with the Soldier. So they're playing really really well, and that was a great stall that worked out for them.
Definitely. It looks like we might see Bunker on defense as well again, with the Orsted on the Bastion, but this time they're running a Baptiste.
Not double main tank.
Not double main tank. Running a Orisa and a Diva, but only one. It looks like will the Baptiste get a lot of value though? I think on this map there's a lot of open space. Setting up a bunker here is a little bit harder than doing a dive composition, but they may make it work it out considering their push was so aggressive and it steamrolled them almost all the way to second point.
Well, with the comp that Gravity is running, the Diva's really meant to contest the point as well as DM as much as they can for the Orisa shield and the Bastion. The Bastion is being supported, so if they commit a dive, they're going to have to either focus on the Bastion or the Baptiste lamp that can keep the Bastion alive. So that's huge.
Havoc coming out with a bunker comp of their own, but running a Roadhog Orisa instead of a double shield.
Oh,
they open for some picks, but immediately getting picked off by Velzen as the Bastion. Paraspark reviving, Courage taking out the turret, but NPC getting a pick on Sleepy on the Orisa.
Right now, Gravity is looking strong as Dunzo does get a pull on Bubber. Bubber's able to fly out.
Mm-hmm. It might be a little bit tougher for them to push this point without an aggressive dive composition, but they may make it work out.
Huge pick by Dunzo.
Oh, it's huge.
Velzen is taken out of this fight. Unresolvable situation, forcing Gravity to have to back up.
Looks like they'll be able to get it down and below. But the Gravity dropping down, going for more of an aggressive hold versus a passive one up top. Anarchy getting the high ground, taking Orsted out, causing them to fall back even more. They may not have the steamroll that Gravity had when they had the attack, but they're definitely a lot more consistent.
Yeah, and here comes the Baptiste, maybe a little overkill in that regard, but Dimtree getting taken out by
Anarchy wiping
three. Anarchy just wiped 3, so that's a thing.
He doesn't even need a shield. He's just sitting on that cart telling everyone it's my control, commanding the presence that he needs.
Yeah, I agree. And the shield breaks a lot stronger on the side of Havoc with Dunzo being on the Roadhog,
as well as Courage on the
that's why they're going to have to switch. Oh yeah, sure.
Worsted on Sombra now.
Gonna be, but Dunzo just picked up a huge play right there on Velzen. Wow. But yeah, they changed the comp up from the defensive side, trying to relook at this. Oh my gosh, Dunzo, stop it!
Dunzo,
these people are family.
What are doing?
No, Dunzo, not the baby diva. No, oh god.
Dunzo just commanding the front line, dictating what's his. Orsted coming around on the back line, well, immediately Dimtree getting picked off, Anarchy getting the pick. Havoc they said, that was your bunker comp? No, this is how you run a bunker comp.
Yeah, I mean, no really team fight available for Gravity because of the picks made by Dunzo. Dunzo basically carrying that last fight.
Getting absolutely
exactly what they needed. And let's look at the play of the game here. Courage, like we said earlier, his Hanzo ults have been on point as he is able to take out 2 in this fight, maybe 3, make it 3. Come on, you get the shot. Oh, right on Velzen's forehead. Unlucky.
Mm-hmm. Courage was definitely commanding his presence. He was on top of that spaceship for most of the second point, and the tanks just had to dive him every time, or else he was a threat the entire time.
And by all means, this matchup is even though that map wasn't as close as this is best of 7, so this could go either way from here. There's so much, anything could really happen.
Mm-hmm.
All right, guys, and just coming in here, we have Havoc again up 1-0 on Gravity, but we do have other matches going, as we've mentioned before. We have 2 actually in the books as we speak here. We're going to take a look first. We have Alt F4 taking map 1 over Otaku and going up 1-0. In addition to that, the other match is also ongoing between Solo Cup and Illusion. Taking a look at their score, we have Solo Cup up 1-0. We'll continue to keep you guys updated. Until then, back to Kingdom and Gecko.
So, we'll see what next map is in a little bit, but definitely seeing the bunker comps run from each team, you can definitely tell that Gravity was going for a much more defensive style, which worked out for them on first point. You know, they went through that entire point uncontested compared to Havoc, who Havoc was a fight the entire time, but Havoc's bunker was much more aggressively played. They took the high ground, they took the advantage, and Gravity just had to keep falling back. Like you said, they just kept getting picked. There was no team fight for Gravity on that push from Havoc.
Yeah, the entirety of second point was all stagger.
Mm-hmm. But let's see if this loss puts some fire in Gravity's bellies and puts it into the next match.
And the next match will be Junkertown. So as we get ready to head over on there, we're gonna have some substitutions possibly, and we'll get ready to get started with that.
All right.
So I have a question for you. With the style that we've seen from Gravity so far, with the very defensive bunker style and the Havoc ability to play both, the bunker style as well as aggressive double sniper, who does this favor in Junkertown?
See, Junkertown has the same things that Gibraltar, excuse me. Gibraltar has with a lot of wide open spaces during some of the pushes, especially during the first push as well as first point and third point. But I don't know. Dive isn't really as powerful. Bunker is a lot more powerful on Junkertown, at least for first point. And I want to say that Gravity's bunker, although not as aggressive as Havoc's bunker, may fare better on Junkertown, at least for first point. Just being able to push past that first building, that first ledge that a lot of people set up their counter bunker on, and just getting through. But after that, I don't know. I think Havoc might have the advantage at least on second point. Maybe third point is sort of a toss up, especially with each team's sort of wide open play styles.
Yeah, Junkertown is favorable to both the style of bunker as well as double sniper. So this one could be a double-edged sword for both teams.
Mm-hmm.
And we will see what will happen.
Definitely. We'll have to just, watch and see where it goes.
Remember, so who in the side of Gravity are you going to look out most for in this map?
I'm going to be looking at the tanks. I'm going to be looking at NPC and Mimsy most of the time. NPC, Mimsy, Dimtree as well. Most of those players are going to be sort of core. Like NPC was playing off-tank last map. But he may be on main tank.
He switched to Orisa. Yeah, he switched to Orisa halfway through it.
And the Orisa in the main tank, especially on Junkertown first point, sort of dictates where the Bastion can play. And if the main tank falls, the bunker goes with it. And that's true. Excuse me. That's the truest on maps like Junkertown. It may not be for Gibraltar, which has fallback points for the bunker, but on Junkertown, your main tank falls, it's game over.
Yep, it's going to be a battle of the tanks, and let's see how this is going to go as we enter the Junkertown.
Mm-hmm. Going into Australia.
Welcome to Australia, ladies and gentlemen.
Mm-hmm.
So let's see what the side of Gravity is going to do. I believe they are on the attack first. Could be wrong.
Looks like Gravity will be on attack first.
Yes, they will be on attack first. So most likely to see a bunker, but I'd be interested to see what else they're going to pull out for if the bunker stops working / they get to a point where they decide they need to switch off of it.
Definitely. You may even...
Dunzo and Sleepy are having a great game so far.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, go ahead. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No, that's fine. I totally agree. Dunzo and Sleepy have just been wrecking stuff, for lack of a better word. But they, Dunzo just went ham on Roadhog, and we're going to see him on Roadhog again. And they're not even going to be running bunker. They're going to be running double sniper for the defense on Havoc. With Gravity, looks like they're going to be just going with the bunker. Tried and true, but with Symmetra. And
I don't know if this is the comp they're actually going with.
Who knows? Yeah.
Quad DPS, or excuse me, quad DPS.
But it may, we may be seeing
NPC
a bunker
on Sim, ladies and gentlemen. If we see NPC on Sim, this could be a monumental day, as he will finally unleash his true potential.
Anarchy looks like he's going to try to go for some cheeky picks.
Well, let's take a look at Anarchy, taking this strange angle I haven't seen before because I'm a main tank, Omega Lol, and he doesn't seem to be getting anything right now. Mm-hmm. But he tried to go for it. I'm proud of it.
Definitely. Mind you, the Mercy is also very important for bunker comp, getting picked, and if the Bastion goes down, there's no Mercy to keep that momentum going. It's sort of a game over. So we'll see if Mimsy can stay out of the line of fire, especially in a double sniper comp. Anarchy getting all these high positions, playing really far back, but Anarchy is an accomplished sniper, so we may see some picks quite early on. But it looks like Gravity's just same thing with Gibraltar. They're just walking through.
You know, and Havoc is taking it in a smart way as Sleepy does go down.
But Velzen and
they tried to just back up and take the fight how they wanted, but unable to.
Anarchy's just it's a lost fight. They know that. Anarchy knows that himself. Just jumping off the map, going for that first point with that bunker. Just, you know, you hate to see it, but there was no fight there. It was just them. It was just Gravity putting down pressure and Havoc ending and breaking under that.
Yeah, I mean, that was a complete roll from Gravity, but what is to be expected when they pull out a pirate ship on the beginning of Junkertown? So let's see what Havoc is going to do. They do switch to the dive tanks as well as Anarchy on the Junkrat and Courage on the Hanzo, so a lot of shield break going forward. Is exactly what I think they need.
A Junkrat is exactly what they need, with no Diva to counteract the grenades. They're just got free reign.
But Courage, huge pick on Mimsy!
There goes the Mercy. Now they can get the pick on the Bastion. It might just be game over for this bunker comp. The defense picture got the shield.
Courage takes out Orsted.
Oh,
but Velzen does take out Budgie.
Oh, here comes Velzen dropping down Molten Core. NPC, Velzen, and Mickey just keeping up the pressure. Anarchy getting a pick on Velzen. Courage on NPC and Budgie on Mickey. There goes that momentum. Let's see if they switch off the bunker comp.
Havoc does take the fight there, and this will call for a change, but Orsted still has his ult as well as Miki Mesh, so let's see if they're going to keep it. I think they will. Oh, nope, never mind, they just switched.
Here comes the Sombra, but let's see if the Sombra can get a lot of value, because at least for second point on Gibraltar, the Sombra, while effective for picks, didn't get a lot of value out of that EMP.
Oh, but Anarchy takes out the Mercy early. That's the second time Mercy's fallen first, so they need to protect a little bit better, as well as the second support goes down from Courage.
Courage just getting another pick on NPC as well.
Oh, but you look at the cart, and they finally caught Orsted now. Orsted, good try on that one, but takes a ball to the face from Anarchy. Unlucky, to say the least. As They are going to be regrouping now. Gravity on the wrong side of ult advantage. Look at the side of Havoc. They do have almost 5 ults online compared to
a Shatter and a Valkyrie.
And, or excuse me, 2. Yeah.
Havoc is just sitting on anything. They could do anything they wanted right now. And Gravity would just have to bend over and take it because they've only got 2 ults.
Yeah, the tire doesn't find anything, but NPC's shield is down, leaving Courage to be able to take out NPC and Anarchy to take out Dimtree.
Belzen looked like he's trying to get some ult charge off Dunzo, but Dunzo...
Orsted's still trying to go for that Fat Cat, possibly. He could do next Sleepy. No, I'm just kidding.
Definitely.
That's the move there, but... you know, he is playing the backline with that EMP that could prove to be huge, as NPC could shatter into it, possibly.
Definitely. Looks like he's going for a pick on Budgie. Budgie put one into his head!
Said no, sir!
Shutting him down. You don't mess with the Zen in the backline, especially one like Budgie who can just, you know, get some nice, consistent headshots off.
That was nice to look at, but NPC is going to be taking the front lines here. You know, and playing Reinhardt in this situation is so rough with the double shield break. I don't know if this is the move to play this here, but they do push forward, and Havoc is giving them the room they need. It's Anarchy takes out Mimsy. Mimsy falls first again this way.
As well as Budgie getting Velzen again. Like I said, don't mess with the Zenyatta. Dunzo getting cut off and taken out by Dimtree and NPC.
Yeah, but I don't think it'll make a difference.
Definitely it won't.
Welcome back to the fight, Dunzo.
Looks like Worsted is just, you know, sort of playing a harassing backline position right now. But I don't know. But the value he's getting out of that Sombra comparatively to, you know, a more frontline DPS may not be what the team needs right now, but it may work out with that EMP coming online. There it is!
Here comes the EMP.
And looks like I spoke too soon.
Oh, Anarchy takes out Orsted.
Definitely. Will they be able to use this EMP momentum and take out Havoc? They got the DMAC on the Diva. Mimsy getting a revive on the Mickey, but Anarchy getting Dimtree again.
And the fight advantage goes to Havoc, and Orsted switching to the Widow, knowing that the Sombra is not working, which has been his bread and butter for most of the season, so he could be in a bad situation right now. His Sombra is not working.
Definitely. But they've got the ult. Havoc, on the other hand, they've burned a lot of ults, but they have a couple, but the Grav on Gravity
It's
side.
about even. It's about even.
With the Grav being a game changer, especially on dive.
Yep.
But if Sleepy can eat that, it's a shutdown.
Yeah, possibly. With only just a minute over the clock, Just a little bit over a minute, excuse me, the clock. Let's see what Havoc is going to try, or excuse me,
Heroes never die.
Gravity's
coming
going to try
out.
to do.
Here comes a shatter.
And NPC way overextended and gets punished for it. Nope, maybe not. D-Mex.
D-Max,
Never mind.
Belson and Dimtree picks on Budgie and Anarchy.
It was in there. As I was finishing last sentence, I see, most of Havoc, then I see NPC in their backline, and I guess that's all you need is an NPC in your backline.
Definitely.
It's one team fight, so good on him.
Dunzo got the pick on Orsted, but it doesn't look like it'll be what they need because Orsted immediately getting revived after that.
You can come up with all the strats you want, but if there's a nano boosted Reinhardt in your backline, you gotta throw away all the clipboards, all that. Orsted does dink Anarchy, but Courage gets a dink on Orsted right back.
Definitely, they're just trading snipers at this point. With both teams running a double sniper composition, but with dive tanks on Havoc's side and more of an anchor stationary tanks on Gravity's side.
And Orsted does pop Visor, making Widow a little harder to play. Courage does use his Dragon.
Dragon to no effect.
Shatter.
Scattering. But his charge goes haywire and hits Dunzo instead. Dunzo
making a safe play right there. But he does fall for that. Rest in peace, Dunzo. Gone but not forgotten. Anarchy now looking to try to make a pick to give this team some time to come back. They are down 2 currently.
Definitely. But now Gravity's got the ult advantage on Havoc. With Havoc not looking too hot, their defensive vault's not online, and a Grav could shut. They've got a Grav Dragon just waiting for them on the enemy team. You can understand why they're playing so defensively now. A Grav would just let this push.
Grav could cause a snowball. As Courage takes out Orsted, and Velson takes out Courage.
Are we gonna see the trade of the snipers again? Dunzo jumping on Velson, getting the pick.
Anarchy takes out Velson with a nice shot here.
Oh, but Paraspark getting picked by Orsted.
What a
It's
trade.
just a back and forth trade.
Oh,
Is
Orsted
Orsted gonna be able
now
to get the pick?
takes out Anarchy.
Ooh, they
I
popped
don't know
the
about that move right there because they still have Grab Dragon now available, and let's see how this is gonna go.
There's the grab right there, but to not much effect.
They
Grabbing
did Grab Dragon the Winston shield, so they don't have to worry about that for a few
definitely.
more seconds. But I don't know if that was the play they were truly going after. As NPC is going to take an aggressive pursuit.
Oh,
and it's a
the
huge
shatter!
shatter!
Huge!
It's huge! NPC making the room he needs. And that is exactly what the doctor ordered. NPC taking advantage of the poor positioning by the Mercy, trying to go for a risky res, and all for naught.
And it looks like Courage may get staggered by Velzen. Back to fight Storm Arrows. Velzen getting picked by Courage. Orsted, they trade.
And here comes a sleepy bomb. Let's see what's gonna happen.
Nothing. NPC just pushing the cart, but he's gonna get cut off and just deleted. Overtime activating Infantry and Mimsy still on cart trying to push. Ugh.
Pretty good push on the side of Gravity for what it's worth, but they didn't get it all the way through, and now Havoc has got to be feeling pretty good.
Definitely, especially with that slightly disappointing letter number on Gravity's side.
I don't know if it's truly a letter number. I think they might be playing a mind game here, and we'll see what happens.
Oh, definitely. They just don't push the cart all the way. It gives them a little bit of that first psychology. Oh, they only have 2 points. We don't have to push it that far, but in reality,
they gotta push it pretty far.
it's like some Inception stuff.
Really, is he going that deep? But
It's
as both teams assemble their picks here, let's talk a little bit more about what we saw. It was a lot of trading back and forth, especially towards the end with the double snipers. It was just pick for attack on both sides, and that was such a show to watch.
Definitely. But, with the bunker comp they were running, you immediately saw it getting shut down with Anarchy just, for lack of a better word, almost focusing Mimsy early fights. Mimsy just not even being able to participate in those fights, getting picked so early, and only showing up at the end, when the fight is basically over.
Yeah, Mimsy has been getting caught out. NPC a little overextended, but does not get punished, and that's what won them that second point, I do believe.
Definitely.
So the fact that they are enabling the main tank to be able to take such aggressive pursuit, something that Havoc does need to try to take advantage of.
Mm-hmm. I wholeheartedly agree with that. But they're going to run an Orisa Hog on defense against... Are we going to see it? We're seeing a bunker comp from Havoc again for the defense.
I'm going to be honest with you. Bunker comp makes me miss goats.
I hate to agree, but I gotta agree.
But
Oh,
Orsted pick out Courage right off the bat here. Orsted's going to reposition.
But is that what they need? I mean, that's a Widowmaker pick, but Widowmaker's spawn is just 5 feet back that way.
Any headshot is a good headshot.
That is true.
Oh, but Dunzo's taking such an aggressive pursuit, coming right after Orsted.
Looks like Dunzo's just going in to bully people now as Hog, he grabs the other Hog.
And look at these tanks are making space exactly how they should. Dunzo on the high ground, forcing NPC to get back as well as Velzen.
Anarchy
This is going to force it back up.
Looks like their bunker, like I said, more of an aggressive bunker play style. Their team isn't staying together, rather sort of spreading out and just getting the picks they need, especially with Dunzo just terrorizing on the Hog. Oh, Velzen getting a pick on Paris Spark, and here comes the Dragon.
Anarchy almost gets taken out by that dragon, but is able to survive as they are going to try to take this first point. But it looks like Gravity is coming back together now.
Definitely Gravity recontesting, but Anarchy's being set up again, especially with that immortality field. Velzen setting up behind. Orza getting the pick on Courage and Bungie.
Velzen picks off Anarchy.
Sleepy getting NPC. Dunzo and Sleepy just left on card. Can they do it? We may
It is
see
the battle of the tanks and 5 other people.
Orza just wiping the floor on that Widowmaker.
And you know what's? I might sound like a broken record, but how good is Velzen and Orsted together? How good are they together? It's unfair. Screw you guys.
It's the Gravity power couple.
It's the power couple of the century. This is Kim Kardashian and Kanye. They can pick the roles they want, but these are a power couple, if you will. Yeah, I agree.
Orsa getting the visor, seeing if he can get some super long range picks, especially on Dunzo. Dunzo playing the long con, going all the way around the left side. Which looks like coming back around. Sleepy Sleepy pushing up, but
they do use the battlefield pretty early, and NPC is going to call that out, and they are going to push a little bit more aggressively, using
using the bongo, but is the bongo what they needed? But Velzen getting a pick. Dimtree getting picked by Anarchy. Velzen picking Anarchy.
And Velzen takes out Dunzo. Woo! Courage takes out Orsted. Back and forth we go as not much cart push is being looked at right now. But if you see, Gravity got this point so fast as Havoc is struggling to get through it.
Definitely. Their aggressive bunker sort of fell apart, and they're just going back to the double sniper with the trades. But I gotta say, I want to give it to Gravity, who they seem to have the trade advantage, at least on double sniper.
And we'll see how things are going to go as Dunzo and Sleepy try to make space, but Sleepy gets pulled. That's huge.
Oh, and getting picked by Worsted. You can't really move out with that Arisa.
Oh!
Velzen getting Paris Spark.
Paris Spark seemed to accidentally walk into the dragons. Unlucky.
Velzen getting Dunzo. Velzen's just popping off, playing this frontline Hanzo. Courage getting the pick on Orsted, playing far left. But
I think that was more of a style shot more than anything. I don't think it's going to change much of that team fight as he does get res. Almost gets taken out again by Courage, but able to get out of there.
Definitely. But it also seems at the same time Havoc doesn't want to commit to a team fight, but this may be what we're seeing right now. Getting the pick on Velzen.
That's huge.
Getting caught out, just removed from the fight. Dunzo missing a hook, but putting some pressure on those healers who are falling back. Orsted.
The Dimtree in the back line, at Dimtree in chat, takes out Courage. The flanking hog is a possibility here.
Is Dimtree going to be able to do anything, or is he just going to play passive?
I don't think so. I think he's a hog. He's a hog on a stealth mission now.
Yeah, he's just trying to get home.
And let's watch this for a second here. Oh, they know he's there. Run, Hog, run!
He stuck out. He stuck out. He grabbed Courage, but the hook
and he's taken out. Not a stealthy character by any means. As this fight continues through second point, Orsted does take out Dunzo, making this even fight. And
Courage taking Velzen, and Orsted just trading and just removing that, canceling anything. This is like, are we watching math problems in motion? Because I'm seeing a lot of canceling out happening right now.
That was the worst joke I've ever heard in my
life. You're welcome.
Oh my goodness. But look at this choke right now. They're having so much trouble getting even to point. And they're going to have to go through the inside just to get less poke damage. Sleepy trying to get a shield on cart. Does manage to, but it's broken almost immediately.
Orsted is just big game hunting, firing down mid, taking tanks out.
Orsted with 3!
Getting a triple. Here
Orsted, stop! They're dead already, Orsted.
Paris Spark getting picked again. Dimtree getting the whole hog on Dunzo. Anarchy picking Dimtree, and Velzen picking Anarchy. Like I said, cancel.
Orsted picked up 3 headshots that round, and that's not fair. That's just not fair.
Well, I mean, let's look at this. Let's look at this push really quickly. They've gotten Gravity has an Orisa shield on the high ground, and basically Havoc just has to walk straight towards them and hope they don't die.
And that's the move by Havoc. This is going to be. They are going to be switching to dive, which I do agree with. Probably the move
Definitely.
to get there sooner. They are going to ult and then use that to push in aggressively. And they have NPC. Mickey,
But the
but
train's
he will
coming
for trans.
out, just nullifying that dive. Dive
I
is what
think
they
that was a
needed.
smart trans. I do think that was a very smart trans. Knowing that they just switched, they don't really have anything online yet, except for perhaps support ults.
Dunzo
And That's a
diving,
good play.
but it doesn't look like they're going to be anything. Valkyrie healing the entire team of Gravity, but Orsted just picking Budgie and Belsby picking Parasport. Healers are down. Orsted, stop, please. Killing them.
You know, that comes down to that. You need to handle those snipers first and foremost, and the dive needs to take a better job of disrupting Orsted and Velden's rhythm because they are just popping off right now.
Definitely. But you can even see from the way that they've changed. Havoc has switched to dive, but in counter, Gravity is just sort of spread out. They were playing really close together, you notice, when it was a, sort of a bunker comp versus bunker comp. And now, with the dive tanks against their, bunker tanks, they've switched up. But it looks like they're grouping up again for this last push. But NPC and Velzen, they both got ults, and Budgie only got trance. Here comes the Dragons from Velzen. Oh, this is gonna get you picks. NPC and Velzen shutting down the DPS Orsted, killing Paraspark.
And this looks like it could spell the end for Havoc as Velzen and Orsted really put on a show on this Junkertown. Sleepy the
Definitely.
only one on point right now, and I think that is going to be the end of the push for Havoc.
And you know what they say, or at least what Kingdom says, that's all she wrote.
Drink, everybody, drink. No, but Gravity coming back strong after that almost
Definitely.
where it was on Watchpoint. But that was solid. Gravity really played well, and here's some Velzen play of the game if you haven't seen a million of them already.
Yeah, definitely with the Torb. With this Torb just allowing them to help get that push through.
Oh, use the hammer! Weak. He showed weakness, ladies and gentlemen.
All right,
Gotta
everybody.
say,
Oops, sorry.
go ahead.
All right, cutting in here, guys. Obviously, a huge map there. We have a 1-1 score here, and that's not the only game with a 1-1 score right now. Solo Cup and Illusion, they are now tied 1-1, following up there on map 2. And by the way, just in case you were tired of 1-1 scores, we have Alt F4 and Otaku also at 1-1. 1-1s across the board, folks. It's an exciting time. We'll see what happens here. Back to your casters.
1-1s across the board, and it's a race to see who will end up being number 1 in the end.
Definitely.
All 6 of these teams that are playing tonight are on a mission. And let's see how this is going to go.
And you can see it with how they play. Everyone here is here to win, And we're not talking just to win. We're talking to win. It's playoffs, and they're bringing not their A game, but their double S tier game for this fight.
I agree here as I'm getting ready to switch things up.
Mm-hmm.
See, hold on. This could be correct. Vex and Crimson in for. Why don't you tell us a little bit more about that match while I try to get all this sorted out?
Well, we saw with the first map on Gibraltar, Gravity busting out the bunker comp, the same as with on Junkertown. But on Junkertown, it didn't have as much effect, or at least on first point. First point went the same; they just effectively walked through. But on second point, it sort of fell apart. But then they got that catch at the last part on Junkertown, at least on the Junkertown second point, managed to push through the third point and get it barely to the end. But then on defense, they decided, no bunker comp. We're just going to go double sniper. And that just, it wiped the floor with Havoc's attack, at least. Havoc not even being able to really push through after getting first point, not even be able to push through around the choke because Orsted he was just free. It was free range for him and his sniper rifle, getting doubles, triples, and singles just all over the board on headshots, wiping out Havoc's backline and tank line.
Yep. And as we get ready for map number 3, currently tied 1-1, this is going to be Horizon Lunar Colony, everybody's favorite map, otherwise known as the Pug Killer. If this map's ever played, Pugs is over immediately after. So we're gonna see what's gonna happen. What do you think? Who do you think favors them? Guess what? They're probably gonna run more bunker, as everyone is so excited to see. But Horizon Lunar Colony it can really be a mixed bag.
Definitely. I think Havoc. I think their dive. I think Havoc's dive is a little bit better than Gravity's. So I think at least for first point, especially if Gravity runs bunker, they've got the advantage. What do you think?
Yeah, I think that Gravity has such a good bunker, but I think Havoc's dive can overpower that, and I think that Havoc's bunker is not as good as Gravity's bunker, so it's really a mixed bag. Like I said earlier, it could go either way.
Sort of a back and forth, if you will. But we may see just more double sniper too. It looks like both teams have quite accomplished snipers on their team, so that just might be what we see most of the time on, especially for the coming up maps. Because if it ain't broke, don't fix it. And that doesn't ring true for any, especially for video games like Overwatch with the meta goats.
Don't say anything bad about goats. I had a lot of fun in goats.
I mean, it's all right, but I may just be biased after all. I'm just a Brig player.
You are. Dang, why you gotta do it to yourself? But no, you're a little more than that. You played Junkrat once, so I don't know. But anyways, as we assemble heroes, it is going to be Gravity on the attack first, and we're gonna see what kind of defense Havoc is gonna run with.
Oh, but it looks like we may have some.
We might have to.
switches.
We might have to start over here for a second, actually. Mimsy for Ike. I think we're good now. So.
But I will
Sorry
say,
about that.
we are currently 2 maps and 4 rounds into a league game, and we have not seen a single round of goats. I consider that a win.
I don't.
Wow, thanks.
But no, for real though, I think it's exciting to see 2-2 again, especially double sniper, where players like
The fights are
Velzen, Anarchy, Courage, they could just really pop off on the Widow and Hanzo. So that's exciting to watch for sure.
definitely, and while goats does highlight team play, a team's cohesion, as well as how well they can group up and just play together and bounce off each other. I think that double sniper allows, even with group play, allows certain players to just be highlights. It really shows off. It can really show off players' talent, especially like Anarchy, Courage, Orsted Velzen, excuse me, allowing them to shine sort of in the team comparative to a sort of a team shining as a whole.
So Orsted will be trying again on the Sombra. The Sombra Genji combo hasn't been working too well for Gravity so far. As you look at the side on the defense, you have Dunzo and Courage. Dunzo running the Bastion, which is amazing to see. I'm so happy for him that he's not stuck on main thick anymore. A brother made it out, so we're gonna see with this strange bunker comp.
Definitely. Let's see if Havoc can pull this bunker together, because this is not the same bunker that we saw in the last 2 maps. This is not the same group of people playing.
Let's see how things will change.
But we see the dive on attack too, so they can get a good dive in, a good just jump onto that Bastion.
Orsted in the backline, going to be forcing someone to come to point to take a fight, maybe get some ult charge.
The turret putting a lot of pressure though, preventing them from really Dunzo getting the pick on Dimtree, immediately shutting down that dive, with Gravity sort of having to group up below at the bottom, just sort of play passively for a little bit while the bunker just rains terror and bullets down on their entire front line.
Let's see. Sorry, I apologize. Just reading some of the chat. But yeah, no, I agree. Velzen currently low right now, but it's gonna require a good few ults to get this bunker out, because with the turret on the other side, or wherever Dunzo really wants, or excuse me, where Courage wants to place it, it's gonna prevent another task for them to focus on, and they already have to focus on.
Here comes the dive! Here comes the dive! We're seeing the immortality field immediately drops down, preventing any value that dive would have from just out the window. And Bubber's getting demeched and then deleted by Courage's turret.
Dunzo and Courage cleaning up, and poor Genji unable to get out. But yeah, no, it's so much to focus on for Gravity. They have to take care of, the Bastion. They have to take care of the res, the
field, the turret,
the Baptiste field, the Baptiste thing, and the turret. So, that's a lot. And Orsted almost has his ult.
the turret.
So this is their chance coming up right now.
Definitely. Courage is definitely gonna have his ult by next fight, or even before this fight with that turret just getting all that little dink damage coming in. And
Yeah, you look at they're committing 100% to this EMP Nanoblade, and Havoc is ready for it as well.
here comes the EMP is ready and the Nano is ready. They just got to get that blade in. But I don't know. We may see the defense from Havoc just keep holding. Crimson Saber is gonna have his power boost down. Maybe even just shut down the dive before dive can even get there. If they put that in front of that Bastion and that Orisa. Here comes the jump. Here comes the EMP.
Dunzo gets taken early, as well as Vex. Sleepy.
Just a total shut. Courage getting 2, but Rush getting the turret. And Velzen getting Courage, shutting down any Torb resistance. Crimson Saber getting dashed and deleted with them taking point. You were absolutely right that an EMP blade was exactly what they needed as a team to shut down that bunker composition.
And let's see if Havoc is going to switch things up after seeing that come into play. Dunzo, known for his tanking skills, but not in this instance, as he does have his Bastion tank, configuration tank ready to go here. And with the damage boost, that could prove to be very, very effective. And it will be used right now.
A little bit early, don't you think?
I think it might be a little early, but I think it's Dunzo just establishing dominance.
Yeah,
So
he's
you have to approve of it.
definitely splitting up a push that would have happened, preventing them from steamrolling into next point, which I can actually agree with, because carrying momentum from first point to second can be deadly on Horizon Lunar Colony.
I agree. The staggers and the snowball can be huge, as Crimson does pick up Velzen.
Killing in the backline, but he may get spotted. Getting spotted by the Courage. Immediately makes a teleport out. Dunzo getting antied on right. He's on the hog now. Let's see if he can keep his reign of terror up from Gibraltar and Junkertown.
Yeah, and they are running the triple tank option here on the side of Havoc. Courage takes out Orsted. Yeah, that's huge.
We got the tanks for Gravity chilling in the bottom. Trying to wait for the rest of the team to show up. Velzen looks like he's trying to get some early shots in with the 2 healers with him as well. Waiting on that DPS from Orsted to come back in and, hack somebody so they can start getting this push on the way.
And that looks like the dive will come in now from Dimtree. Forced to use Monkey Ult, and it's going to separate Crimson Saber as he does get taken out. And Bongos get used immediately after.
Comes self-destruct, taking out the Bongo, but allowing Velzen to get the Risa pick.
Courage does use some of his ult on point here. And Dunzo just trying to clean up Ike, but Ike manages to escape being nanoed. Let's see this Mercy Net.
It's huge! Getting Dimtree and Ike. Velzen coming up. The counter, though, with getting a blade on Crimson Saber. EMP coming out. Bubber's getting demeched, but Sleepy keeping the pressure on point, making sure Genji can't get anywhere near this fight. Genji dashing in on Dungeon, getting destroyed.
How you gonna bomb a Nano Mercy? That's not fair. That's toxic. That's
like
it was her moment to shine, and
looks like Dimtree rolled in expecting his team to still be fighting, but nobody was there to phone home.
Unlucky.
Rolling back out, we may see a swap, or we may see Dimtree start playing the Hammond.
Yep, Courage does switch to a McCree here, so that's going to be interesting. Dunzo still on the Hammond 36 to ult.
And we are seeing a Reaper now from Velzen. And a McCree from Courage, though. We may see that's some counterplay. Orsted just chilling in the backline behind Crimson Saber. Looks like he's trying to get a pick in. Demon immediately reacting, defense matrixing, but getting picked. Trading, but the res comes in.
Let's see what's going to happen as Vex does get the res off.
We are seeing
Havoc is playing very defensively.
Definitely. We're seeing triple tank play right now with 2 main tanks and an off tank and Diva and Winston and Hammond. So we're going to be seeing a lot more defensive play. But the Reaper can just shut all that down,
Yeah, for sure. And that's why Stark has to play so cautiously not to get taken advantage of by that Reaper, as Velzen is going to be pushing in his
dive. Dunzo in the back line. Immediately going for Ike, getting a pick on Courage. Dark Requiem picking X-Rush 2. Here comes the Monkey going to the back line of Gravity. Diva leaving high ground and jumping onto point with the rest of Velzen getting to pick on Crimson Saber, and Bubber's demecking Sleepy. Orchid picking Dunzo, and Velzen getting Dark Requiem. But the revive comes in from X-Rush for Dunzo. Here comes the landmines, making sure Dunzo's telling everyone to get off point. It's his point.
It's going to buy a little bit of time, which is exactly what Havoc needs, as Crimson is going to almost save Sleepy's mech. but that does not seem to be the case.
Oh, here comes the Death Blossom, but getting no value out of it. Dimtree coming in and just deleting Crimson Saber. Here comes the self-destruct, getting sleepy.
Oh, but look how this McReal could be big. Unlucky. He's taken out.
Run over by
Bubber's
the
playing
Diva.
well here.
Bubber's
definitely
carrying his weight as well as maybe some of his team's weight, putting pressure on this point, getting the picks he needs. Get the monkey, Orson picking Crimson Saber on Lucio. Sleepy getting demeched. This may be the push. Dunzo getting back on the point, but May getting booped off point, wasting her icicle. Immortality field dropping. We
Havoc
may
needs
see.
to get on point right now. They are under a minute, so this is a considerably good hold as they get around 27 seconds left. That's a decent hold and a good push by Gravity. And,
Definitely.
well defended by Havoc.
Havoc definitely had a well-made defense, but that last push by Gravity was just straw that broke the camel's back. I think while the 3 tanks were effective for a defense, that Reaper may have put a little bit too much pressure on the tank line. But then Bubbers just, let's talk about that for that last push. He just was wiping the floor with everyone as Diva. He got a self-destruct pick on Sleepy, ran over the McCree, punched the monkey. He was just going off.
Yeah, I mean, he was clearing the space he needed and allowing his supports to play comfortably because, if your supports go down in a team fight like that, it's just a matter of time. And they played it really well, kept the supports up, and good push. 27 seconds remaining there, so it is winnable for Havoc to get a better time than that.
Quick update coming in here really quick, guys. Sorry. Solo Cup and Illusion just finished game 3, and we have a score right now of 2-1. Solo Cup is currently beating Illusion again, 2-1. They're at halftime. Back to your casters.
All right.
And let's talk a little bit about while we have time. Let's talk about the Solo Cup Illusion game. If you've been following along with the storyline, Illusion head team captain Nick Nistal, as you will, was a Solo Cup last season, and now he is taking on the Solo Cups in the playoffs, as well as Azura, who was informally known as Zanzis, also a Solo Cup last season. So
They say Overwatch isn't an anime.
Overwatch isn't an anime. I don't think it is, but if it was, it'd be pretty cool.
We're seeing the redemption arc, but let's see what we're saying. We're getting a bunker comp from Gravity, but no Bastion, only a Tor, but they're running the Ashe with Orsted.
But look at Orsted already at 35%. That's
and here it is.
Damage boost.
And here it is. We saw it last round, but we're seeing it this round. On Havoc's side, we are seeing Dive Sombra Goat, something I have not seen in a while.
Hive Sombra. And Dunzo is a Sombra main, spamming in chat with the crabs.
Definitely. Immediately putting pressure on point. Bubber's picking Courage, but they're them having to abandon the high ground. Crimson Saber picking up the Immortality Field with Belzen getting Dark Requiem, telling Havoc to get off point. This is not their point to have. Crimson Saber just trying to juke
Belzen popping off. Takes out both tanks as well as Dunzo. Belzen is a Torb main.
You remember the good old days back when Torb was considered a throw pick? Now he's the win pick. You know what I mean?
Win pick. And so many jokes are made about Orsted and Velzen, but Orsted's a Brig main and Velzen is a Torb main, and together they're unstoppable.
Mm-hmm. But definitely the Torb, especially with a dive composition, Torb ult has so much value, and we see Courage is looking to try to get pressure on the point again, but he's gonna have to retreat and use a shield.
Not enough ultimates being built up for the side of Havoc right now. Gravity clearly in front of the ult race.
Gravity with a huge margin on the ult race, already having 3 up, while at most Havoc is sitting on 1.5 almost. Here comes the Molten Cork Immortality.
Oh, no. Now Havoc has been climbing. They got almost 5 ults online here, so that could be a turnaround. But Dark Requiem using his monkey ult right there to save his life, and I don't know if it was worth.
Here comes the Nano Monkey. Here comes the EMP. Is this what they're looking for? Here comes the landmines. But are they going to get much value?
Gravity's doing a great job of staying together right now.
Not only staying together, but staying back, making sure that they can't have point, because they're still there. Self-destruct coming out with them to drop the beat. Curry's getting a pick on Bubbers with the landmines, and Sleepy demecking Velzen, or deturning Velzen, excuse me, and then getting the pick on him. Crimson Saber taking out Dimtree's bongos, but Ike reviving Velzen. Curry's getting the pick on Orson, Crimson Saber taking Ike with a self-destruct coming in. not really seeing any use, but Sleepy's allowing Sleepy to remech. Another Molten Quirk from Velzen, but only covering a little bit of point. He's getting picked
I have no idea how Havoc managed to pull this one out. It seemed to be such a decisive win for Gravity in the beginning when when the EMP went out and they just backed up to the backup point. It seemed like they had everything under control, but as time progressed, Havoc played it so well that they managed to get the point and has a chance to snowball it with the
definitely the push for Havoc.
Anna's ult. I can't think of the name.
I don't mean to be rude, but Havoc's initial push seemed a little bit sloppy with the Primal Rage coming in as the initial attack and then, getting the nano on the Primal Rage, but it seemed to work out in the end because they had all the ults in all the right places as well as the proper picks. And while Gravity was playing back and together, it just seems like Havoc's organized chaos just beat them.
Oh, but you look at Velzen taking the high ground, trying to figure out how he wants
huge
to fight
anti coming
That's
in.
Massive.
But Dark Requiem sleeping on the nano.
Never sleep on the nano. That's rule number one.
Another EMP coming out. This may be in. Havoc may just get that push way faster. This is what I'm talking about with the momentum. They carried that momentum from first point onto second. Velzen trying to escape with the Reaper getting picked by Dunzo. Dimtree trying to take out Crimson Saber, but Crimson Saber's just juking him in his hook. They're almost to 2 ticks. Getting 2 ticks. Are they going to get the third? Monkey Velvet's trying to come on to point with Dimtree contesting point as Roadhog. Here comes the Valkyrie, another EMP, but this time from Gravity. They prevented the third tick.
Oh, huge purple.
Huge purple. Are we going to see
on the side of Havoc?
Vexor tricky, going for the Primal as Dark Requiem Primals and just beats everyone around, making sure that they can't get on point. Trying to get a pick on Ike. Ike getting picked. Here comes the Death Blossom, but getting the Dunzo. But looks like it wasn't enough for Havoc to keep pushing. It was enough for Gravity to get this goal.
I mean, if you're on the side of Havoc right now, you gotta feel good. You got 3.5 minutes to take one tick, and you got all these ults coming on. You have Bomb, you have Nano, and you have Dunzo's ult coming on with EMP. So if you look at the side of Gravity, they have nothing.
They had to burn everything just to prevent that third tick from basically being taken.
Exactly.
They may have a whole hog coming up, but unless Orsted can get some really solid picks, really solid hits, we are seeing a Moira swap for X-Rush off of, I believe it was a... I'm not even aware X-Rush was playing just a second ago. I apologize.
Ana, maybe?
Ana? So switching from Ana to Moira.
Oh, but I like the way Havoc is playing this right now. Very patient, trying to figure out exactly what they're presented with, the changes that have been made. They are running Dimtree and Bubbers in very slow, very damageable takes, very hittable, not a lot of shield. And it's exactly what Courage wants to see. That's going to build ult really fast. And it's already at 82%, and the team fight hasn't even started.
Definitely. The hook
That was a huge
canceling
pull.
it.
What a huge
Bubbers
pull by
just
Dimtree.
canceling.
Everyone held their breath for a second, but that was a huge pull.
I was expecting to see a couple picks. Here comes the high noon from Courage. Courage getting 2, 3! Getting 3!
Come on, Courage, let's see what you got here. Courage 6 out 4!
Getting picked though by Velzen, but it doesn't look like Velzen to be enough. They got the third tick. Holy
huge play.
Courage just he was just like, no, it's my tick. He just took it.
Yep.
He pressed
that's
Q
crazy.
and he won the game. What can I say? But that third
I mean,
pick,
that EMP was massive, but the fact that the follow-up was so good. I mean, he got the double with the EMP on the McCree ult, and then he managed to get 3 more afterwards, picking up, what was it, 5K?
4K.
4K. And,
But even then,
well
4K,
played.
just there's no team left. That was it. Unless Gravity had a, Transcendence just hiding somewhere. That was it. And I gotta say, that was quite impressive.
Yeah, I agree. And Orsted and team need to figure out what they need to do. With only a minute on the clock, they need to get through this first point fast. They don't have time to really build the EMP nano blade that won them the fight last time they were on attack. So
Definitely.
it's going to be interesting to see what they're going to pull out here.
Looks like they're just going to be running a dive against Havoc's bunker, but we may see some swaps depending on if they decide to scout or not. But
Really quick, guys, while the casters are going on here, sorry to cut them off. We have another match that's still ongoing here. Again, Alt F4 and Otaku. We see Alt F4, the Giant Killers. They are up 2-1 over the 2-seed Otaku. Back to the casters.
All right, thank you.
Giant Killers indeed, as Ulta F4 really making a deep playoff run opportunity.
Definitely. They bring in some new. They're bringing some fresh energy. They surprise us. No grudge.
No grudge, right? Smile as the entire casting thing is meta.
Orsted going down and around. Looks like he's going to be trying to go for a turnaround to prevent them from keeping that front line open. Are we going to see him decloak and start capping this point? Here it is.
Exactly what you're going to see here. And he's going to force the D.Va to come down to mech to the point just to get some...
Torb coming in.
Purge comes as well. Dunzo takes that dim tree, and that's only 20 seconds. I think
another pick on Crimson Saber. Flubber's getting the immortality field, but it doesn't look like it's what they need. Flubber's getting killed by Courage. Courage popping off. Sufi getting a pick on Dimtree. Gotta say, kind of, well, it like the Sombra pushing up and making the turnaround. I don't think it's what they needed at that time. Definitely an effective strategy, but getting picked by Dunzo after a pool. Looks like they're gonna try to cart, but it's not fast enough. Velzen just barely missing point, almost triggering the overtime.
Yeah, I mean, as I said, they didn't have time to build the ults they needed to go for a play like that, to go for the comp and the plan. Just it wasn't enough time they needed, and
Definitely. Do you think a more aggressive? Do you think a more of aggressive push would have helped them, like a Reinhardt down the left side?
Maybe okay, I got a weird comp for you, right? So maybe this is weird comp where you can run like a Reinhardt, a D.Va, a Zarya, a Lucio, a Brig, and a Zen, right? And you gotta just rush the point, or you rush where they are, and you got so much damage and so much healing and armor. I don't know what I'm going to call it yet, but I think it's a really positive strat that could really blow up one day.
I think because of the name, I think you should call it something that involves like hitting things like ram or like like sheep or something.
No, that's stupid.
Yeah.
But let's be serious here. What are we going to see from the attacking side? Could it possibly be the play I was thinking of? Oh, never mind.
Dunzo, is this? Are we going to see the sim to point? That's the big question. Because
I want to see it. I want to see it so bad.
Because what some people may not know is that simming to point on Horizon requires you to put yourself out in the open. Comparatively on maps like Hanamura, it's just a teleporter at the choke through. To get the sim to point, at least for Horizon Unicorn, you got to push up way through mid choke, almost up to the staircase on left side, just to get the teleporter to get there.
Oh, Dunzo, please. Let's see this. I want to see this work so bad. Dunzo flexing all kinds of different roles tonight.
I'm gonna wait out a little bit. Here comes the turret. The teleporter dropping out. Here they come.
It's winnable.
Extra just getting caught out though and removed. Here they come. They got halfway through the tick they need. Only D.Va on point. D.Va getting D-Mech a little bit too late for the immortality field. Immortality field going down. Extra rush trying. But they got a pick on Sleepy. Orsted getting 2 picks. Dunzo caught out with Dark Requiem. Looks like they're stalling. D.Va getting remixed, but
an attempt was made.
An attempt was made, definitely. Are we
Well,
going to?
What's so good about the time pool is they have time to regroup and figure out if they need to change anything. They still do have almost about a minute 30 here going into the next fight, so they can change things if they need to.
Definitely, we will see at least 2 to 3 more good pushes from Havoc before the fold.
And we got Dunzo on the main tank again, as he will be taking the Reinhardt.
There it is, ladies and gentlemen.
There it is, the comp I made up called Rams.
Shield immediately getting sort of eaten alive by Orsted. They're gonna have to wait a little bit for that shield to regenerate, but they're gonna come up through top. But Gravity knows what's up. They're falling back, getting a better position for that.
Gravity's doing exactly what they need to do. They need to come together and they need to rotate. That's exactly what.
Dark Requiem almost caught out with that bubble by Courage, keeping him alive. Here it comes.
Havoc is in a bad situation here.
Definitely, they can't contest this. This is not helpful for Havoc. Gravity has the advantage. They've got the high ground. They've got the Bastion.
Vex is taken out by the Torb turret.
But here it comes. Elzen getting one, Orsted getting another. The healers are down. Only Crimson Saber remains. Tanks are having to play back with Sleepy, especially being out of mech.
They do have 29 seconds, so they have a chance to come together. But if you look at the side of Gravity, they have so many ults still to work with.
D.Va getting staggered horribly for this push. I don't know if D.Va will be here for the push, or even if they'll have the time to get there. 10 seconds left, and they're still almost at spawn.
Well, they're gonna have to turn on the Jets here if they're gonna make it. 8 seconds remaining on the clock. Let's see if they have the chance. They don't have time to put up the shield.
Going in with the speed boost. Are they gonna get on point? Crimson Saber manages to jump point. Self-destruct coming on. Overtime halfway down. Are they gonna get on? Here it comes. But the Immortality Field and the Bastion ult coming out.
Oh, but so many ults coming out from the side of Gravity, making this increasingly harder.
Saber.
But Shatter is available, and it takes out one, but it's not going to be enough as Dintry and
Velzen getting 3 on his ult. Velzen getting 4, 5.
Velzen with a quarter hammer. A little bit
Draw,
of
ladies and gentlemen.
But guess what? We got a fucking draw.
Sorry, guys.
On Horizon Lunar. All this time wasted.
Pugs are over, ladies and gentlemen. Go home.
Pugs are over, go home. Velzen play the game yet again on the Torbjorn, and I'm pretty sure we know what it is. This beautiful triple kill coming out from him at the end of the overtime push.
Just, like, amazing place.
Let's see the hammer. Pull out the hammer on him.
Here comes the hammer. Oh, it just barely cut off.
Get baited, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, unlucky.
Oh, gosh.
But the series will stay tied at 1-1 as Horizon Lunar Colony. At least it's over, folks. At least it's over. At least it's over. That's a good question. So who does pick the map now? Whoever lost last, I do believe. The
Havoc.
map. So Havoc will pick the map. And we going into a halftime, I do believe, coming up after we pick the map here. So make sure you stay tuned for that. And once we're done with the halftime, we'll be jumping right back in. First, we're going to figure out what map we're playing next. How do you think that match went for both teams?
Well, I think both teams had the potential to push point, but at the same time, both teams' defense on at least first point was very effective. It's sort of a conundrum because, Havoc's bunker isn't as good as Gravity's bunker, but from what we saw, I don't know where I'm really going with this per se, but what we saw. Let me just change the thing though. Let me just change the train of thought really quickly. But Gravity's bunker on defense compared to Havoc's bunker was a lot more consistent, even against multiple different compositions, because we saw Havoc pull out 3 different compositions for 3 different pushes, and there was really nothing they could do about it because the Torb and the Bastion were just all over that push, and there was nothing they could do about it.
I'm going to be honest with you. I lost here, but I'm sure what you said was 100% valid, and I agree with it 10,000%. I'm sorry. I just experienced Horizon Lunar Colony draw. I've lost so many brain cells that it's hard to keep a conversation going.
Yeah, I feel you. I too enjoy some 2CP.
2CP action. So I think we're going to be starting the timer on the halftime pretty soon coming up here.
Yep, we'll be heading to halftime right now. We're going to be back in just under 10 minutes, guys. 9:29 Eastern Time, the match will resume. Casters, any feelings on what these teams need to change going into the next round? Or next maps?
All I'm going to say is at least there's no more 2CP.
I will say I think maybe, not trying to come off as rude, but Havoc a little bit chaotic on some of their pushes. Might need to work on that cohesion a little bit, but they're definitely getting the job done, especially Courage and Anarchy on the last couple maps, just wiping the floor when they need be. That's all for me.
All right, we're going to head to halftime now, guys. We'll be back in just a few moments. Stay tuned.
All right.
And welcome back, folks. We are here again in the quarterfinal action. We have a tie score at halftime. Both Havoc and Gravity tied at 1.5 points apiece with a draw on Horizon Lunar Colony. But going back to our scores of our matches currently in progress, guys, we have another barn burner for Alt F4. Imagine that. Alt F4 and Otaku locked into a close match. Otaku just tied the score. They are tied at 2-2. That one looks to be a potential go-the-distance type game. We'll be sure to tune in, guys. Stay tuned for people with questions about the half points. Half points are awarded in the case of a draw for the sake of our playoff scoring. Just so that's clear, we will give it back now to our casters, Kingdom and Gecko.
Hello, everyone. Oh, Gecko, have you returned, my friend? Oh, he's, as you can hear the sound of the background, he's trying to cleanse himself from having to sit through a HIC or HLC, excuse me, Horizon Lunar Colony. Gecko was not a fan, so I think he's washing his hands or his eyeballs, not sure what it is. But,
Excuse me?
You're back. Hello. Welcome.
I heard not a fan. What am I not a fan of?
You're not a fan of Horizon Lunar Colony as we're getting ready to get started with Nepal, and we're just finishing up our subs here.
Definitely, Horizon Lunar Colony is one of those maps where it's a hit or miss. You're either rolling
the never miss, huh? I'm sorry. Okay, sorry. Anytime I hear it, I have to. I'm sorry. But yeah, no. As you were saying, NPC for.
Definitely a hit or miss map. I mean, with most maps, there can be a don't.
Gecko, at the very least, could you finish your workout before you start the casting next time, please?
Yeah.
Where are you going, Gecko?
Making ramen. I'm hungry.
It's making ramen, ladies and gentlemen. As we get started on Nepal, it is going to be everyone's favorite Sanctum. So everyone gets to see the boops.
I have to interrupt immediately here, guys. We have a conclusion of one of our matches. Solo Cup has taken the victory here over Illusion. That's right, folks. We have Solo Cup winning the map over Solo Cup winning the match over Illusion 4-1. Congratulations, Solo Cup. You'll be advancing to the semifinals. You'll be taking on the winner of Otaku and Alt F4. Congrats, Solo Cup. Good job, Zuby. You got the guys going.
Congratulations, Solo Cup. Cups up. And, make a splash. And as you guys will be taking on either, as you said, Otaku or Alt F4. Zuby, this for you. Winnable. As we get started to attack on Sanctum.
Definitely winnable.
And look at these comps you got going. Almost a mirror comp. But slightly different in their own ways. Double Sniper coming out with from Gravity as something we've seen already on Junkertown. Then Dark Requiem running the Hanzo McCree.
Definitely. I believe the McCree might get a little bit more value than the Widowmaker for this composition, allowing them to play a little bit more aggressive with the shield break. But with their shield already going down, Gravity, never mind. I stand corrected. Courage getting the pick on X-Rush and Dunzo immediately taking Orsted, Courage taking NPC. That push basically didn't happen.
I mean, you look at the confidence of Havoc to make such an aggressive play right at the bat. I don't think Gravity was ready for that. His Courage just cleaning house right now, as well as Dark Requiem.
Well, that tie, I think, put a little bit of energy or rage in both teams for not being able to secure the bat. Grabbing was that a Halton hook I just saw, ladies and gentlemen?
Team coordination in plat? No, I'm just kidding. Those are these players are definitely not flat to make it this far, but
definitely.
Like you were saying though, such an aggressive play on the side of Havoc.
But I will say, I
what
think
they're gonna do.
McCree helps enable that.
Oh, see you later, NPC.
Getting booped. Here comes the high and noon. Not getting anything, but hitting the shield a little bit. Courage getting removed.
The Dark Requiem does take out Miki Mesh and forces a dragon right into the middle. Not gonna be getting too much as Dunzo takes out Orsted.
We're gonna see if Gravity can even contain this. We got a nano boost on Dunzo. He's gonna be able to push up and just be aggressive on X-Rush because his damage resistance is much higher than the other's damage resistance.
Much.
Bells and jumping.
A lot of give and take going here right now, but Havoc seems to be playing a lot better, not panicking when they lose a player early.
Definitely. They're playing really grouped up, which is what I hope from them. The last couple matches, they had a couple sloppy pushes, but this time they're playing like a team that wants to win, and they're definitely taking it. Here comes a halt, big halt, grouping them up. Bells gonna get pick on Dunzo, however. Hook coming out and not really connecting on Crimson Saber. Gravity pushing up, spreading out a little bit, while Havoc is grouped up in the rooms. Here comes the bump. Belzen just taking 2.
Belzen
Anarchy. Belzen 3. And Mickey taking out Anna. They're just turning around that push.
And we do have a pause here. See how fast I am at that? It's pretty skilled. But no, Team Havoc does call their first timeout of the night. See what this is about. Probably a DC. And they said they're ready. Okay. Short timeout. Maybe Nerdables just came in there and tell him he loves him, and then he said continue. So maybe that was what the timeout was about. But
hey, some
let
team
them continue on.
positivity never hurts.
Positivity never hurts. Take it from me, the most positive guy in Trank. Smile. But let's see, as Gravity does have advantage right now, controlling the point with so many big ults. Multi-economy, yeah, like I was gonna say, is huge right now. Let's see what this tire is going to do.
Reptile ready to roll, coming out, getting
it's huge!
Holy moly, getting 3, and then Belzen coming up and cleaning it up with 2. There was no chance for that push to even have a recovery. It was one and done. Both DPS ults coming out and shutting it down.
Words? I don't know what to say. I mean, that was just clean. That was clean.
Yeah, straight up. The Riptire came
added to
around.
the list of great plays from the Orset and Velzen combo here, as they basically take the entire team on their own.
Havoc going for almost an around push. They're not going to drop down again, knowing that's a little bit of a mistake. Grabbing a halt, getting the
Oh, he
Zen.
does get booped, but killed on the way down.
Wait, here comes the Dragon putting down some pressure on point. But watch it, here comes NPC just whole hog and making sure that they can't get on point for fear of being knocked off. Tries the hook, doesn't connect.
As Crimson goes down, Anarchy does take out Ike. And Anarchy is in a position right now where he can really flank and
Dunzo just being aggressive.
And this could be a huge ult here. It takes a Velzen that's big enough, and
Anarchy getting 2.
Dunzo.
Getting 3. Anarchy turning this fight around for the
popping
team.
off right now. That was a great flank because that really was what made that winnable for them, because they were down in such a strange position. But nobody was looking at Anarchy on the McCree there, and that really worked out for them, as they are going to take map 1 of Nepal.
Definitely. I'm spectating the match, and I didn't even see him go over there.
Yeah, I didn't even. I
hear the high noon. I turned my camera around. There he is. Some crazy plays coming off, especially from the Anarchy, just turning that fight around, making sure that they can't secure the bag. Because, you know, one more failed push, and it would have been an overtime push. And, you know, those get hectic.
And as we are going to see Village coming up here for the second map, who does this map really favor?
Well, we got what looks to be Snoats running from Havoc, and on Gravity's side, looks like they're just running a 2-2-2. No, a triple split, 3-2-1.
3-2-1 with an Orset on the McCree, and guess what? Orset is not on the Brig, so someone's throwing. I don't know what's going on. But
Snoats, it may favor Snoats. I think Gravity's composition is a little bit weaker to Snoats. You cut off the Reinhardt, you cut off the Zarya, pick it off. That team sort of falls apart because the healers, you know, just sort of fall to the wayside.
Yeah, personally, I think the key for Havoc is to really make sure they're winning the shield war, because they do have the shield advantage. But Dunzo does take an NPC right off the bat.
There it is, with that wall, just removing the Reinhardt from the equation. And now that Reinhardt's out of the equation, Gravity has to play a lot more passively if they don't want to die. Velzen immediately picks on Vexareth, though, forcing Havoc to be on the defensive. Velzen getting 2, 3 with Ike getting Dunzo.
That was a situation of Havoc not really playing together. The goats kind of got split and left the supports to die early. And
definitely, they had the pick. I just don't. They got the point, but I guess they didn't press the advantage properly.
It's true. I mean, I don't know. It's one thing to take the point and feel good about it, but playing such an aggressive way and being split like that just gives an opportunity for Gravity to turn around, which is exactly what they did.
Definitely. And well, they may have retaken the point. Courage 90% to a blizzard, but at the same time, looks like everyone on Gravity is close to, if not on an ult. So this turnaround may not be with the night. Here comes the ults, the defensive ults. Here comes the Blizzard, the Transcendence to counter the Blizzard.
Oh, but NPC gets frozen as soon as he uses Shatter, and it's not going to go for anything, and he just got rolled because of it.
Courage and Anarchy. Anarchy getting 2, but immediately getting picked up by Mickey. Dark Requiem taking X-Rush, but Courage getting Mickey in return. Velzen going down. Looks like this is the push that they needed. That was the group up that you're talking about. They played well together. Looks like most of you used ults, but I'd say that Havoc came out on top of the ult economy, holding onto a Shatter, a Grab, and a Transcendence in comparison.
I mean, but you look, NPC had such a great position to Shatter, and nobody was looking at him. And then as soon as he pressed Q, he was frozen and lost the Shatter right immediately after that. And that could have been a game or a fight turning ult right there, and unlucky.
I definitely gotta agree with you on that one. That Shatter was almost perfect, but looks like the Fates didn't want him to have it because that freeze came at just the right time. Here comes the high noon.
Oh, but Velzen pushes in, and Velzen's gonna get punished for this.
But he's going around. But the wall save takes out a couple shots. Looks at the team pushing in. NPC missing a charge going into the wall, but Dunzo getting out of place. He's way out of position. Crimson Saber
X-Rush is by himself right now. If you look at from an aerial view, X-Rush is by himself, and that's what happens when you don't play together and go. So he had 3 people together, and then X-Rush all on his own there. So unluckers, and they need to play a little bit more together, or it's not going to work out too well for them.
And I don't want to be crass, but they didn't punish Dunzo. Dunzo charged into a three-man group of Brigitte, Reinhardt, and I believe Zarya, and walked out unscathed. With Velzen now on the Pharah, hoping for a last-minute turnaround.
Yep, as well as Orset on the Sombra, but I think it might be too little too late, as
here comes
also
Shatter.
in favor of the Ghost side.
Shatter going in. Here comes the Transcendence, though, to make sure that they stay alive. Shatter coming in, not
huge.
getting
He got 3.
The Grab coming in for the counter. Here comes the Blizzard. The Blizzard may be exactly huge, turning this around. Blizzard and Grab just preventing anyone from doing anything. Full team wide. Havoc controlled this map. Let's be frank
Havoc
here.
they controlled it. I mean, you can't run Bunker forever, and it seems like Bunker was what was really making Gravity so strong, but you can't run Bunker forever, and Dunzo's coming for you.
Dunzo got to play the game here too. Is this the exact moment right here? The Grab, then the Blizzard just preventing anyone from doing anything. You can't win. A Grab Dragon's gross, but a Grab Blizzard is there to make you suffer.
Yeah, it takes a minute too. You think it's a slow death. Slow death.
They don't call May the Devil without a reason. Slow and painful death is the worst way, especially in a game with such fast time to kill. But now we're sitting on a advantage for Havoc.
Currently up 2.5 to 1.5. Watch your calculators here, folks. As
They need 2 more maps to pull this through. So
yeah, I do believe that is the correct math.
Yeah.
But we're gonna see what Gravity wants to do now. It's their map pick.
I have a calculus exam in 2 days. I should know these things. Yeah, map 5 now. 2 more maps left. Can Havoc pull this through? Can they keep up this momentum from map to map? Especially
map
since...
to map. I'm sorry, Gek. Okay.
Man, Volskaya looks like...
We're gonna go with Volskaya, yeah.
Another 2 CP map. You thought they were over. You were wrong.
I thought it was over. I was wrong. I was.
But
2 CP, man.
But I would say Bunker's a little bit less effective on Volskaya than other 2 CP maps by a margin, but you know, that margin can change stuff. We may see some more traditional comps played here.
Yeah, but I think Gravity knows exactly what they're doing. I think that they want to play more Bunker into them, and I think that's exactly what they're going to be doing on Volskaya.
Well, I think Gravity knows that their Bunker beats Havoc's Bunker, at least in the long con style. So they know that if they can play a Bunker composition and force Havoc into a counter composition or a Bunker mirror, they'll win. And with control point map or King of the Hill maps like we just saw, they can't do that. Havoc is, I think, just versatile enough for the control point maps and for the payload maps that they pose a super real threat if Gravity can't run the Bunker against it.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be interesting to see what Havoc is going to try to do to stop Gravity, because I think Gravity is playing exactly what they want to do on the map they exactly want, and I think they have a plan scenarios just like this. So we'll see how Havoc adapts. Havoc has done a really good job adapting tonight for what has been thrown at them. So we'll see if it's enough.
That is true. But we've been 1-1, and that we went 1-1-1, and now it's 2-1-1. So let's see where this keeps going.
2.5.
Oh yeah, excuse me, sorry. 2.5.
2.5 to 1.5 Buster.
Mm-hmm.
All right. See if Havoc has any subs.
Are we going to see any subs for the changes that the game needs? So, I got to say, though, we're coming up to the point where, with the community, they have everyone has to play 2 maps. We're sort of, we're getting close to that point in time where it's going to be fair game. Everyone's going to be able to play what map they want. So, we're past that point. So, we might start seeing just some star setups and each team performing at their theoretical best.
Yeah, exactly. And I think that's what makes this league so special is that it's adapting. Every season it's something new. I mean, most of you guys who were here season 1, it was nothing like how it is now. This is insane compared to season 1. So season 3, make sure if you guys aren't around for season 3, I feel bad for you because it's gonna be nutty.
Definitely, the community, even if it had the same amount of teams, would still double in size. Just because of the new systems where they're going to be implementing. I
mean, look at the new faces we got from this season. We have the MVP Smugs. We have the entirety of, all these new teams. Sugar Rush, Otaku, like we said before, Smugs, Meta Rejects, Smile. All these new faces that weren't around in season 1 we have now. So imagine how season 3 is going to look. So make sure you guys are around for that. As we look at the side of the defense, they are going to be running a bunker.
And while bunker may be the right play for the map with the team comp, I don't know. Like I said, I think Gravity's bunker is just that little bit better. So let's see what Havoc can do against this. Which looks like they're going to be playing a bunker push on the far right compared to other positions. And Orsted running the Sombra, and Velzen on the Genji, running around all the way through the back line.
I mean, we've seen this so many times at this point. They're playing for the EMP Nano Blade, which is almost a surefire win, but I don't know how I feel about the strategy if there's nothing else you could do because it takes such a long time.
Definitely. Unless they get a lucky pick or a huge headshot or a dink, there's not much they can do other than really wait. You can see it in how the, tanks are playing right now. They can't really dive because the DPS are playing a long con, slow burn. Here comes the dive, though, coming in, but the Immortality Field drops. Dunzo looking like he's anti, but he survives. Coming in the backline, getting Bubber's courage, picking Dimitri. Whew. This is getting a little bit spicy. Where's it getting out? Just destroying.
Like I said before, it takes such a long time to build the fight that Gravity really wants to see. Orset only 50% to his EMP. Elzen 66%. This is going to take a hot minute for them to get what they want out of this fight, and Havoc's happy to give them that fight, but they're gonna have to earn it.
Definitely. And with I would say with Anarchy, if he can build his Bob first, that EMP or that blade may have a lot less effect because Bob can just put down the pressure, especially on point with his aimbot shooting. He may not be an effective pusher or an effective team fight, but on a Genji who's trying to blade, a Bob will be a death sentence, especially if they can't do anything about him.
I agree, and so many little intricate things that come with this.
Here comes the dive again.
Oh, we'll see what's gonna happen here.
Mortality Field drops D-Mech on Bubbers. Anarchy getting the pick on Bubbers. Velvet and picking Courage. Will we see a resurrection?
But Dunzo gets taken off the top ground. He is going to use
EMP. Here comes the Nano. Here comes the Nano Blade. Here comes the tank in configuration. Getting
but Velzen kills Courage with the deflect.
Bob inside. Not really doing much for that fight. Coming into a little crevice.
Courage, don't shoot the deflecting Genji. Rule number 1 in Overwatch.
Oh my gosh. What was he thinking?
Unlucky.
You see a Nano Genji just doing his little, sword waving at you. You're gonna click on him. It's a little bit of a bad idea. Especially if the first bullet gets deflected.
Here's the excuse. I'll make the excuse. Courage is so good at clicking heads that it's natural for him to immediately lock onto the head of Genji and by instinct take the shot. So I mean, you can't really blame him for
That-
being such a
I gotta-
adept killer.
I gotta agree that his killer instinct kicked in, but it was a little bit too killer if you get my flow.
He killed himself in the process. Unlucky. Crimson Saber does take out Velzen with his little boop, just doing enough damage to really make a difference here. As Sombra waiting still has that EMP available, waiting for Velzen and Rush to catch up. We form
Looks
another
like Havoc
EMP
is gonna
Nanoblade.
play up way more aggressively. The EMP, did they use EMP last fight? If not, wow, that was quite a fast charge. But if not, they're sitting on an EMP. Are they going to use it aggressively, or are they going to sit like? Are they going to do it the way you were talking about with a blade to go with it?
The only thing I can see other than that is an EMP bomb from Bubbers, which could be huge because it says goats and a very cocky goats at that. So they could see, you could see Dunzo try to take the.
Definitely true.
Everybody behind me, get behind my shield, and then the EMP go off, and it's GG's. So we'll see what's going to happen here.
They are playing extremely aggressively, just holding the first show. But it doesn't
they
look
may
like
get a tick
they
out
may
of
get a
this.
tick.
Oh,
Oh, barely
so
getting,
close.
barely
Courage
dodging.
barely
the tick.
gets there.
Looks like Orsted was channeling Profit a little bit. They're going for the back cap to make sure that the team can't push up and be too aggressive. You know, Blizzard World style. Dark Requiem trying to get a little bit of a pick on the Diva and the Winston, but not really seeing much. Dunzo playing quite up with the rest of his team.
And 6 ults online for the side of Gravity here, and let's see what they're going to do.
Gravity can win at any point. They just need to commit. Here it comes. Here's the commit. Velzen jumping in, trying to get Anarchy. Anarchy, he's catching 2. He catches Anarchy and Vexride. Orsted picking Crimson Saber. This is the push that they wanted. They still sitting on only one more ult, the Valkyrie, but Havoc doesn't really have anything. They have a defensive ult in Zenyatta, but
They're
will
going to
it
be
be
able to
online
stall, that's
fast
about
enough?
it.
They can stall,
Oh, but
but
does
that's
use the
it.
Shatter, but it's not going to be able to go off.
Here comes the Transcendence.
That's really
Stall.
Transcendence is being used now. Anarchy in the forefront, trying to push them on back, trying to get some time. It does take quite a while for a break to die, so that's exactly what they want to see. As Dimtree is going to be bashed in the face.
Oh my gosh, Anarchy's ult shut down. Dunzo coming back in, but immediately
a big bomb.
by the car.
It's huge!
Courage getting
Courage
three!
with the 3K!
Velzen, Dimtree, and Ike. Dark Requiem taking out Orsted. What a turnaround!
Don't sleep on Havoc, because he'll just hit you with a 3K bomb out of nowhere. Just hit the 3K from the behind, but from the logo, really. Just kind of launched that thing up there, Steph Curry style, and got a 3K to really win them that fight. With just over 2:40 remaining in the clock, Gravity needs to consider changing the comp.
Definitely. And well, I gotta say, I gotta give props to Havoc for that amazing push. I don't know if they'll be able to hold it for much longer. They've got the exact, Gravity's got that exact same combo with the EMP, the grab, and the, or not the grab, the
EMP Nanoblade, yeah.
EMP Nanoblade coming in once again. They had to pop quite a few ults to make sure that point wasn't taken again.
I'm gonna
Wow.
predict it right now. Dark Requiem's gonna try to grab the Genji, and the Genji's gonna deflect it, and it's gonna be the
You
most
think so?
funniest thing I've ever seen. That's my wildest dreams. I hope that happens. For the meme.
Definitely.
As we wait for the regroup to take place, Velzen coming back to his team, and he's been overextended quite a bit, taking such an aggressive angle, but Dunzo being on the main take, able to call that out and punish him for playing such an aggressive angle.
I gotta say though, I don't know if the Winston will definitely get a lot of value. Cancel what I was about to say. The Winston will get a lot of value, being able to sort of put a lot of pressure on the Genji and the Sombra as comparative to last time. Here they come, Gravity pushing up top right.
They're taking a lot of time just poking for no reason when they should just really, W key and just get right in there and form these ults.
Definitely, with 5 ults online and a 6th on the way. They're just, when they wait, they're giving Havoc the exact same chance to do the same thing. Orsted just chilling in the back line, waiting for the perfect moment to take this out, but it doesn't look like he'll have much of a time up and for another couple of seconds.
So just over a minute remaining on the clock now, and I think they understand that it's time to perform these ults, or it's gonna be.
Here it is, the 6th
overtime
ult. Here's the EMP coming in. Exactly, getting 4 people. Here comes the Nanoblade, the self-destruct.
So many ults going off
So
right
many
now,
ults
but
coming out.
not too much going on in the kill feed.
Definitely. A lot of ults. Here comes the Here comes the
Huge
huge
grab.
grab. 6 people, but not really getting a lot of value out of it. With not a lot of damage coming down. Dunzo primaling, bumping people around, make sure that the healers can't do their job. Here comes the Transcendence to keep Anarchy and Dunzo alive, as well as Dark Requiem and Courage. So it's Crimson Saber. Crimson Saber holding on to his drop the beat just in case of another defensive use. And this looks like it was the same thing, but this time I think Havoc was ready. They knew what was going on. They knew it was another 6 ult shebang. 6 ult Cosba coming around.
And that's the issue with taking such a long time from Gravity to, do with them when they're basically saying, Yeah, these are the ults we're gonna use because we haven't used an ult in the past 2 fights, so we should have everything. That gives all the information Havoc needs, and I don't think they're gonna be able to touch here.
Definitely. And with
Oh, never mind,
Courage,
Sombra's in the back. Sombra
Courage
touching.
coming up for another self-destruct too. This
Oh,
looks
but
like
Dimtry takes that Anarchy early.
ooh, this may be bad for Havoc, but it looks like they're still holding strong. Orsted in the backline, getting picked by Vexareth again. Orsted's not having a good time with this.
Could be another master bomb. Unlucky.
Not really hitting much, but maybe hurting a lot of Dimtry's shield. Bubber's going in, getting Dimtry getting picked by Dunzo. Add Dimtry in the chat. Bubber's going in, but gets picked by Vexareth. Vexareth popping off in the last second, taking out Sombra, Lucio, and Bubber's on the break. I gotta say, Havoc's got some pretty good Zenyatas on their team.
I mean, they're playing well. The whole team's playing together really well right now. This is playoff Havoc if I've ever seen it. This is a team that's hungry and they want to win another championship for themselves. And this is exactly how you do it. You play, you see what the other team's trying to do and you beat them at it. You see what they're running and counter it however you can. Because right now, I think Gravity's in a situation where it's do or die. They've been running, the same comp when it comes to Bunker or the EMP Blade that they're known for. And Havoc knows, and Havoc is well enough prepared for that. So I think the only way Gravity could really make a stand here is if they try something we haven't already seen.
That's absolutely correct. I think Havoc has got Gravity's number, and Gravity's got to pull out some. They either got to start performing exceedingly well, or they got to pull out some shenanigans that Havoc hasn't seen yet if they want to make any strong strides. Because they may have not been sort of signaling their ults with the last 2 fights, but Havoc knew what was going on. They didn't need to know that Gravity was just charging everything up and going for one big shebang.
Yeah, I mean, as someone just said in chat, Zano, man, who just got their tier 1 sub, said in chat saying, Gravity was just letting Havoc farm ult, and that's exactly what happened. 2 fights with no ults is just Gravity, or Havoc just gaining all the ults they really needed, and that's all that really mattered in the end.
Because the first time they used those 6 ults, Havoc was sort of caught out. They didn't have the ult economy that Gravity did. But in the second time they tried to do the 6 ult thing, Havoc knew what was up, and they had the ult economy to counter that.
Well, but look at this right now from Havoc.
We are seeing
something different we haven't seen yet, and this is exactly what Havoc needs to do: is try something new. Because we know what Gravity's been running is the same comp that we've seen on
here's the Bunker Tor
HLC and Gibraltar.
Dunzo's trying to harass Velzen in the backline with Anarchy getting picked off early on, but Dark Requiem just harassing that Bastion up top, making sure that shield can't beat up and burning a little bit of defense matrix.
And look at Courage right now on the left side flank, just waiting for someone to poke out or make a mistake and get the nice headshot off.
Definitely, they're all
in a good position. I like this positioning from Courage. Oh, but look at oh my gosh, look at the side. The pharmacy right now sneaking around behind them.
Looks like they may know they're coming around. They may have caught on to what they're doing. They see the Pharaoh bullets. I don't know if firing at that Torp turret was a smart idea because now Dimtry knows exactly where that Pharah is at. They kind of lost the element of surprise, and Bastion is going to be ready for them. Turn around. Dunzo picks up. That is true. Immortality Field goes down by Courage. This may be the turnaround. Here comes the boop up. Orsted getting the pick on Dunzo. Dark Requiem taking out the turret though, making sure that Torbjorn's presence is no longer seen.
And Bubber's get knocked off top ground.
Here comes the turret.
Going to commit the ult series.
Oh,
what a shot from Orsted!
Oh, getting 2.
Orsted taking up 2.
Making sure they got no value from that push. However, this may be. Oh my gosh, Courage taking 2 with the Storm Arrow. Dark Requiem just wrecking havoc on the top, making sure that Bastion can't get much.
Does get Courage's ult. That's huge. And Dimtry does take out Courage, so that was a brave, valiant effort for Courage, but all for naught as he is taking out, uses his ult as well. And now
a whole lot of everything just happened. We had an eat by Bubbers. We had a double storm by Courage, and we had a double tank kill by Orsted. That was crazy, and that was barely.
That was crazy.
Top landmines coming out, booping up the tanks. Bubber's just flying away, and Dimtry not even being close.
Crimson Saber does take out Orsted. Mercy with the shots, pulling a Neptuno from Crimson.
Dark
Mercy wants to res him so bad, but knows he can't.
Bubber's getting D-Mac'd. Anarchy taking Bubber's D-Mac. Velzen taking Courage out though, but Anarchy taking X-Rush. And Crimson Saber reviving Courage. Dunzo taking Ike, and Bubber's with his Wrecking Ball. This triple DPS looks like it was just what they needed to take out this comp, and Dark Requiem is still sitting on a barrage for next fight. So we may see Havoc rolling smoke in the enemy. Rolling smoke.
Where did you go?
I apologize, my mic moved a little bit.
Keiko just got up and walked away.
I had to get stuff. Yeah, the action's too intense. I had to just take a step back. Excuse me. They're still gonna be running bunker on defense for second point though. With so many options for Pharaoh to get around. Remember, do you think that's a good idea?
I know, but look at Dunzo right now taking the long way around. So he's kind of chilling, just looking for a way to push them all off the high ground. I think that's the move he's going for here. I'm gonna pay attention to Dunzo's perspective here, just to see exactly what his plan is for this.
Dark Requiem going for some picks. Bubber's on Reinhardt now instead of Diva, running double main shields. Here comes Dark Requiem taking out the turret, which will, lose.
Oh, but Courage taking out Velzen right in the back. Unlucky.
Orsa getting two!
Orsa's popping up, and I don't know if that was worth it.
Vexer's popping the trans, Anarchy taking out Bubbers, but Orsa's getting 3. And now dropping down, Vexer taking out X-Force. They're getting the picks, but there's no value in them.
I think they're going to be switching to Ghosts. I think they might be going Goats, or I'm not really sure, but it seems to be they're just yoinking ults out there for no reason right there. Yeah, I think that's the changes to be Goats here.
Definitely.
Which is a smart move, I think, from Havoc.
Of course. I think Havoc switching over to a little bit of a good style comp, being able to just collapse on Orsted, who's shown that he's very dangerous right now, is a smart move. This Bastion is being enabled, and Havoc knows it.
So
but I will say, throwing away a barrage, I know in some cases that would have been extremely effective if they still were running a Reinhardt, but they're back on Diva, so maybe less.
I think wasting the barrage was worth it. I mean, you look at Orsted, he's on Bastion. Barrage has the ability.
Here comes the boost for Orsted.
That's taken out first, though. Unlucky.
Here comes the super boost. Bastion is juiced, getting 2. Dunzo charging in. Bubber's getting Dunzo. Velzen taking out Courage's mech, and Courage taking out, or Velzen taking out Dark Requiem. Courage just dropping off the edge. That push was.
Havoc did get a tick.
That is true. While getting a tick, they also.
I think that's worth.
I would also say it was worth burning a couple ults. Burning a Orisa ult, burning a Baptiste ult, and the Bastion ult. While Baptiste is a little bit of a fast charger, both Orisa and Bastion take a little bit of time to charge up those ults. So
yeah, definitely.
They may see some little bit of a push because themselves their ult economy is not doing very hot either. Looks like here comes Velzen just putting that molten core all over the right side of point as Havoc moves as a team heading around the back line.
Not sure what Havoc's hoping to accomplish right now, but we have seen weirder things from this team as they are kind of just chilling right now, taking a lot of poke, and Orsted already almost 40% to his Bastion ult yet again.
Definitely, they're just sort of chilling in that little health room, which is quite unsafe. It's a small room, only one escape. Start throwing some firepower.
They do put the Orisa off the high ground, so they have the ability to have some high ground push as they do rotate now.
Watch it, Torp turret on the right side, dinking the back of Courage and Dunzo. Courage turning around and deal with the turret, putting him out of the team fight for a little bit. X-Rush just in the back line. Here comes the self-destruct.
Could be a big bomb.
Dunzo coming in with the clutch. Orsted getting boosted, kept alive by the Mercy, but getting kicked by Dunzo. But right before taking Anarchy out, Gemtree getting picked off by Dark Requiem. Velzen taking Vexwrath, and Bubber's taking Dunzo, but Courage getting Ike. Here comes the self-destruct. Is it going to be big?
It's huge. It's big enough.
It takes out like 1, because each of those are like half. So he gets 1 with the self-destruct, but the molten core comes out again. But with the drop the beat on Anarchy, a D-Mac Diva and himself, the CC resistance coming out. Here comes the turret again, going into tank mode, taking out Dunzo.
Yeah, from that fight, I didn't like what I saw from Havoc on that fight. It seems once they got the team fight started, their goats really split up. Dunzo was in one direction, and everyone else was in another. And I felt like if they could have executed cleanly and focused on one target, I think that would have been a win right there. But just over 50 seconds remaining, as this is coming to one fight territory, maybe possibly 2, and all they really have on the side of Havoc is a Grav.
Definitely. I would also say that on Havoc's side, they seemed a little bit antsy to use ults. Beat was dropped almost like immediately after use. Same thing with Dunzo's hammer. They got it and they used it as fast as possible, which Crimson Saber getting stuck in a corner, having to escape, but immediately getting picked by Dimchi. This puts Havoc at a disadvantage.
Very bad for Havoc.
This is definitely, with Orsted just raining terror all over the team. moving into a much more advantageous position because Goats not give them the mobility that they need to push up and attack that Bastion because the Bastion can just get another piece of high ground.
So let us see what Havoc is going to try to do to get out of this situation they've been placed in.
Looks like they're going up top right.
They do need to touch point at some point.
They do need to touch point. That is true. Here comes the point touch with Dunzo grabbing point and taking the bulk of the damage. Here comes a self-destruct for D.Va. Dunzo blocking.
Oh, but it takes a Dark Requiem and he doesn't get to use his grab. That's huge.
Courage and Vexshot's last on point. Courage getting D-Mech. Vexshot's getting taken out by Bubbers. Looks like that's it for Havoc on this map.
Yeah, I mean, like you said from the start, Gravity wanted this map. They knew exactly what they're doing when they picked it, and it seemed like it was well done on the side of Gravity.
Their bunker is effective. That's just this is the shortest way to put it. Their bunker is effective.
I agree. I think Havoc had the opportunity to win it, like I said earlier on, but things just kind of got really complicated, if you will, and everybody was all over the place. So many ults being used from both sides and unluckers, but
Definitely.
And company do manage to tie the series up 2.5 as we enter map 6.
We're coming up on the finals territory. Do you think we're gonna go to map 7? Of course we are.
We are, because we have to.
Yeah,
of course we are, because we have to, bud.
All right, gonna interrupt you guys here real quick, guys. We are coming up. We have another match, as you guys know, currently in progress still. Otaku and Alt F4. Checking out their score now. Otaku has taken the lead on map 5, taking down Junkertown. It was a 3-2 score currently for Otaku. They need one more map to take that and take down the giant killers that are Alt F4. So stay tuned, guys. We'll be keeping a close eye on that one, see if Otaku can wrap it up. And if you are just tuning in now and you haven't had a chance to see, Solo Cup did take out Illusion in round 1 here, 4-1. Back to the casters.
All right, thank you.
It's really interesting because I don't know. I'm not sure if Ski has the information or not, but I've heard from multiple sources that Yojak wasn't going to be playing in that match. Versus Alt F4, and so if he's not, they're really pulling it together.
He was not, but he did manage to come through. From what I understand, sounds like some sort of medical procedure took place for him today. I don't know. I think it might. I think it might have been wisdom teeth or something like that, and he is playing. Oh, wow. I mean, I got to give the guy some credit if he is still playing.
The comms are probably pretty sloppy.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if he is still actually playing or if he is just. If he is currently sitting on the bench after playing just a couple maps, but obviously I'm sure we'll hear more and see more. We'll be talking about it this week or this coming week here on the podcast. So, but again, yeah, stay tuned, guys. You got 2 exciting matches still going on, and Havoc and Gravity certainly putting on a barn burner. Back to your casters.
All right, thank you. I gotta say, if it was wisdom teeth, props to Yojak for trying to play a couple games because. Stuff they use on you to put you down for taking those out is some strong stuff. I'm surprised he's even lucid enough to play Overwatch if he was.
Good on him.
Yeah, good on him.
Wait, so if it's tied after Oasis, we go to a map 8, but we haven't really. What would a map 8 be?
So to explain to the viewers here, if there is a situation where we do run into a map 8, which is possible since we had a draw earlier on, we'll have map 6. Let's say Gravity wins that. Map 7 would be something that Havoc wins on. Then we're at 3.5 after 7 maps, which means we go to a map 8, which means the last loser would then pick any control map that has not been played in the current pool. So Oasis and the 2 maps that have been played are Oasis and Nepal, so that would leave any of the other control maps, Lijiang, Ilios, or Busan open for the players to pick from.
Yeah, I mean, unlucky it's not Horizon Lunar Colony again, but you know, I think everyone's pretty upset about that. But I would like to see a map 8. That'd be pretty crazy.
That would be pretty crazy, especially these are the season 1 champions. They don't want to go down without a fight. The season 1 champion match, you know, you've got a little bit of revenge, you know, sort of wanting to get that crown back, keep going to finals because you've got like 3 vendettas going on right now, you know. You want to get to finals. You've got the last season going down, and you've
for
also
a lot of these players, this is their last
season.
Yeah.
So it's the last season for some, the stepping stone for another, and
a revenge tour.
in the revenge tour for last. So both teams are fighting at 110%.
So let's see if there's going to be any subs as we going to go to Numbani. I'm sure everyone hasn't seen Numbani in a hot minute, knowing that it has been out of the map pool for competitive for some time now.
Which is
So if you guys
disappointing.
forgot, Numbani is very, very good for bunker on the first point. From there on out, you can really work with whatever you got. But I see Gravity playing defensively extremely well, but we'll see how their attack will go.
I think their bunker may just come through clutch again. I hate to be a downer for Havoc, but Gravity's just shown off that their bunker is just extremely effective, and I don't know if Havoc's found a what's the word for it? Consistent counter.
Consistent counter and answer, whatever you will. I think that the ghost situation last map could have worked, but there was just situations, like I said earlier, that just didn't go in the way for Havoc, and so it's winnable for both teams. Winnable.
Definitely. I think we're gonna see a lot of back and forth, though. Who knows? Maybe they wanna, even if they do lose this map, they might turn it around for next map, and we'll have to go to the final. We'll have to go to.
I mean, Havoc rolled on last control map, and so next map is Oasis, which is another control map. So, if anything, if Havoc wins this one, I could see them feeling really good.
Definitely. We could see a map 8. I wouldn't be surprised with these two teams. I wouldn't be surprised. Looks like Dimtree's not summing any people out.
Dimtree at Dimtree in chat saying no, we're good. So I guess we're getting started.
Mm-hmm. And Numbani, this is a map I haven't seen this map in a hot minute.
Is this a new map? I've never seen this before.
Yeah, fun fact: Havana's actually been in the game. Numbani's the new map.
You know what I just noticed?
What?
There's a goat's head on top of first point.
Oh my gosh, you're not even wrong. Is that why they took Numbani out? Because Numbani supports goats meta?
Wow.
Think about it. They wanted to kill goats. That's why they
are
goats.
goats.
But they are goats. Exactly. You can't kill what you've built in.
Let's look at the side of Gravity. Of course, they are going to be going with their bread and butter, the EMP Nano Blade being the attack or the play that they always go to when faced with an offense that they're not used to, or excuse me, with a defense they have not seen yet. But let's look at the side of Gravity. Havoc. They're running the dive defense with Anarchy on the Widow and Courage on the Soldier. So it's Ana and Mercy.
The double hit scan setup. Definitely more interesting. It's not a double sniper, but I think Soldier will bring a little bit of consistency that they need for holding the defense, especially from a Sombra being able to just put pressure down and prevent the Sombra from really, getting off those hacks, because hack goes on a cooldown if you get damaged. So I think Soldier will be effective for dealing with something like that.
Let's see how this is going to go right now. Felsen around just doing some poke, already at 20% to his blade. Orsay gets down extremely low, but does get out. As Dunzo now pushing Velzen, and Velzen might get punished for this, but good counter dive on the side of Dimtree and Bubbers. And they're going to back off.
Both teams not really playing super aggressively, playing passively, taking the advantages that they have and just making sure that they don't get picked or get too low. Neither team really committing to the fight just yet, trying to see if they can get an ult advantage. Orsted at almost 50% to his ult, though. We may see an EMP quite early on, but Anarchy is almost to his tactical visor, or his sights, as well as Courage close to tactical, over half for tactical visor. So we may see a little.
And now look at this attack going right now as the counter dive is in place from Sleepy and Dunzo, forcing Bubbers and Dimtree to take a step back. But Dimtree not really gonna take that.
Oh, here's the first pick. Anarchy,
huge pick. And that's gonna be the end of that push altogether. They're gonna have to regroup.
Definitely, those are getting sort of tickled by Dunzo. Is he going to be able to get out alive? Looks like the answer is going to be yes, but he's got the blade ready to go.
The side of Havoc right now, currently looking at almost 5 ults, almost 6 really, and side of Gravity almost 6 ults as well. So something is bound to happen here. Expect next fight to be full of ults that we can't keep up with.
Yeah, definitely. It's going to be like that one Washington Justice game where they used 13 ults in a fight and nobody died.
Yeah, I can see that for sure.
Here comes the visor. Orsted is exposed. He cannot do anything that he wants to, which, now that I'm thinking, the Widowmaker pick is excellent for countering that Sombra, because when Sombra is exposed, they can't do anything. They'll just turn around and wipe the floor with her.
Exactly.
Which I think is...
Dunzo now ulting in the corner with Velzen and Orsted. I don't know if that was really the play, but they do manage to get out and get some nice ult charge out of that. And
Genji
Dunzo
getting out alive.
Use ult right now, right off the bat.
Courage getting to pick a Diptree. Excuse me.
Yeah, all that
it's
CC to get it to you, huh?
Yeah, CCP getting to me. It's a little bit of a resident sleeper.
Yeah, right now not too much happening. Both teams really feeling each other out. With just a minute and a half remaining on the, minute 20 remaining on the clock.
But here comes Worsted in the back line. You know exactly what he's about to do.
Everybody, it's time. 6 ults available for Gravity, and I think.
Wait, Ursa gets caught out. Here comes the EMP blade, but only catching 2 people with the EMP. Or, excuse me, 4 people with the EMP, but only 2 people with the blade. Adonzo taking out Worsted. They may have the recovery for this. Here comes the bomb from Diva, from Bubbers, but not getting able to catch anyone. Here comes a bomb from Sleepy, however. Doing the same thing, not really doing much, but just getting people off point. Bubbers and Sleepy doing the fight, but Sleepy getting beamed really quickly. Crimson Saber boosting Courage. Courage getting anti and caught out and getting destroyed by Bubbers. With X-Rush demecking Sleepy once more.
It is still winnable on the side of Havoc right now, though.
It is definitely still winnable. They're just playing around the corner. This is a winnable match. They just need a little bit of pressure. Dunzo could put that pressure, but he's hacked. Can he get on point? The answer is yes. Primal coming out.
Dunzo takes out Orsted. That's a massive pick.
You're absolutely right. Dunzo getting 2 with this Primal. Courage
both DPS are down. Courage takes out Entry. Next takes out Ike. Sleepy on Bubbers. And what a hold on the side of Havoc.
What a turnaround. Not even getting the cart moving. It looked like a loss for Havoc, but they reversed that. That Primal was perfect. He slammed into Orsted and removed him from the equation. There was no more hacking going to be happening, and he dictated that. And I gotta say, I think Havoc's got a pretty good chance of taking this match.
I think Havoc's got a chance of taking this series. Havoc is playing way too well for that. I mean, that was at first I was thinking this is gonna be, this could go either way, but after seeing this Havoc thing, I think it's just a matter of time. Havoc is playing out of their mind. This is the best I've seen Havoc play all season.
Definitely, that take was incredible. Just I have no words for it other than incredible. It was just that's it, incredible.
I mean, the picks from the DPS, Courage, and Anarchy, Dunzo just clearing house with Monkey, the support's able to support all of that. I mean, that's insane.
Dunzo being able to just go in there and remove the DPS from the equation was quite incredible.
So we know exactly what we're going to see from the side of Gravity. It is going to be Velzen on the Torb, Orsted on the Bastion, and straight up bunker comp, and play it from the top. Play from the top. So let's see what Havoc is going to do. Right, last time these were presented. Oh, go ahead.
Sorry to interrupt, guys. I just want to give you a quick heads up. I'm kind of watching the Otaku Ultra 4 match right now. Otaku is attacking on their map 6. They're in a 3-2 map situation. They are currently trying to get the second point on Horizon Lunar Colony. Ultra 4 looks to be in position to tie it up.
All right, which I wouldn't put it past Ultra 4. They've got some like magic hidden in their shoes or something.
And speaking of magic, what magic is Havoc trying to pull out here? Basically running a double. We're going to be seeing a double bunker versus bunker, so we could be here for about 6 hours.
But this is the classic bunker from Gravity, though. Think about it. Their bunker, I think, is quite effective because you can already see it taking out Anarchy and Courage, both DPS going down.
Maybe not the play that we need to see from Havoc. Maybe Havoc might want to reconsider the comp a little bit.
I may be biased, but a Junkrat may have the effect that Havoc needs, but I don't know if we'll be able to see that.
An Outlaws fan or something?
Fuel, actually, but...
Fuel? Wow.
Here comes a piece of dynamite that looks like Courage is trying to blow up that bus. Looks like they're going to take a top left again to counter up the top right.
And let's see, hopefully it's not a repeat of what just happened. Is that shield already taken out?
Dunzo removing the turret from the equation, but Orse taking the Immortality Field, removing Anarchy once again from the fight. This is a lost bunker strat. The amount of damage coming from Gravity's bunker comparative to Havoc's bunker it's incomparable. And here comes the turret form coming out.
I don't know if that was needed here, but we'll see.
I don't know. It took out Crimson Saber, but they got the Baptiste, the Immortality, getting Anarchy too, getting Courage.
Orse with 3.
Triple. Taking that firing line.
Yeah,
Going top left again.
This is not the play.
This is not the play.
Not the play. Havoc should not be playing this. This is I definitely don't think this is new. They just played, just dive. Dive is what works for them. Worked for them in the past.
Definitely. We're seeing the swaps, and you say dive, they're running dive. Anarchy on the Sombra, though, we may see an EMP. We may see a nice EMP that ties up the bag for Havoc. But
and I think that they switched to this comp just in time, just over 2 minutes when they switched to it. And I think they have time to build the else they need and make this a winnable fair for them.
You're definitely right. When they're going bottom left this time around, which I'm still not I think the top and the bottom left, I think they needed to go around long way for at least for the dive, or at least through mid, because the left side is a firing line for their bunker composition that Gravity has. But we'll see. It's slowing down. Here comes the dive, going up on top of the Bastion, with Vexrath using the Valkyrie, but getting dinked by the turret. We may see it get eliminated by the turret. Turret goes down, but Velzen shotgun.
They do get a tick out of that, though.
They do get a tick. They got almost 2 ticks. Anarchy just hacked. Anarchy shooting Dimtree. Will he get the pick? The answer is no. Dimtree punching out Anarchy. But Anarchy getting 71% on his EMP. Next fight, maybe the EMP fight. Getting a tick was definitely important for them, though, at the same time, too, because if they can do the same thing at least one more time with ults, we may see the win. But Gravity is sitting on...
This is going down to the wire. They need to execute this perfectly.
Definitely, but I don't know. Gravity's sitting on 5 ults. They've got
having a really hard time building his EMP right now.
If he can do a proper EMP, it won't matter if they have 5 ults. But if that EMP gets, 2 people, here comes the dive. Molten Core coming out. Dunzo taking out Ike. Double self-destruct. Getting.
I think Havoc played way too aggressive right there. I think they should have just waited. I mean, Anarchy was gonna build it just in time, and they could have went with that.
Definitely. I don't know. Looks like Gravity's gonna untie this once again, but I don't know. I think Havoc's gonna fight far enough that they're gonna retie it one more time. Here comes the EMP. EMP. Here comes the blade from Courage. It doesn't.
Not gonna be enough.
Not gonna be enough. Looks like they almost had it. Sadly, Gravity is taking this map from Havoc.
Yeah, I'm not sure what the play was inside of Gravity. I think that they got nervous or they just rushed it, but they had everything they needed and they didn't execute the correct time. But I think this is definitely still winnable for Havoc. A great job on the side of Gravity for holding this one down.
See, one more blade and it would have been perfect for Courage. But Bastion, Orsted's Bastion is just terrorizing.
Orsted's Bastion, Velzen's Torb it's unfair. It's unfair. They're so good.
Great match here, guys. Gravity takes a 3.5 to 2.5 lead. We will have a map 7 here going to Oasis, but I do want to interrupt and bring you an update. The Alt F4 Otaku match. You're never going to believe it, but we have another map 7 going on. Alt F4 ties it up on Horizon Lunar Colony. They are going now to Oasis to determine who will take this whole match down. So pay close attention, guys. Otaku Alt F4 tied at 3-3 going to map 7. Again, if you're just tuning in now, Solo Cup and Illusion, we had a 4-1 victory for Solo Cup. So right now they are awaiting the victor of the Alt F4 Otaku match. But again, Alt F4 Otaku is tied at 3 apiece.
Might be a little bit biased, but I'm actually kind of rooting for Alt F4 right now.
That's very biased. Yeah,
that's extremely biased.
I think that might be the definition of bias.
That is yes. I mean, you are biased. Yes.
It might be a little biased, but this is an extremely biased statement.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Otaku's a damn good team, and I would like to see them win too. But at the same time, Alt F4 is, I don't know why. Were they sleeping giants and they just woke up and just started, wrecking stuff for this competition, because that's what I'm seeing right now. They went. They're here for the semis. They're here to stay, and they're not quitting.
This has been an exciting game, and
Yeah, definitely.
this definitely speaks volumes. I mean, how tough playoffs truly are. I mean, we've had three different games in the playoffs go to map 7. This one might go to a map 8.
I mean, it just goes to show you how I'd say balanced the community is too.
Yeah, we gotta thank the admins and the commissioner for creating such a good environment. I mean, anyone could buy a PC and be a scrub if they wanted to, but they're not allowed in this kind of community, and we did a really good job. And I think the commissioners did a really good job of making sure that those kind of things aren't welcome.
It's definitely creating a community where people are not only inclusive, but people who want to learn. We've seen people climb from, gold to diamond, from plat to masters just this season, and I think everyone's had growth, and I think that just speaks volumes about how well the community is made and played. So shout out admins and mods.
Shout out admins and mods. Please let me get away with more stuff.
And also shout out to the community who does a good job being a community.
Yeah, I mean, this is by far the best Overwatch community around. I haven't seen anything even close to this. So, everyone who's in the community, grateful that you're here with us, and we are getting ready to play Map 7 Oasis as Nerdables is talking to his team right before this game gets started. And after that, we will get started. Gravity looking really tough right now. Their bunker has been strong. Oasis, how strong can a bunker be here?
See, Oasis has a lot of cover. I think you've got the city center, which has the big old cylinder in the middle. You've got the archives, which has the hole, as well as the walls covering up the initial entrance for the point. And then you have the what's the last place? Gardens, which has the turn left pillar as well as the pillar in the middle. I don't know if bunker has really a place on Oasis per se. There's too much cover for teams to exploit. I think just a classic 2-2-2 or even Ghosts would be more effective than a bunker composition on here, because there's not really a place that bunkers can set up and hide.
Interesting you say that, because Gravity has been winning whenever they've been on the bunker. So maybe that could spell danger for them.
But that's definitely true. And think about this too, Havoc on last control point map on Nepal just wiped the floor with Gravity. Like, it was, I hate to be mean, but there was a no contest after first point. Yeah. It was almost a no contest.
Yep.
I mean, they played it well, but both teams have been playing so well, and both teams deserve to go on to the next round. So this is what makes it so interesting. This is what it's all about right here. This is the entire season goes down to these two teams, this final map, possibly this final map. And I'm sure everyone's going to give it all they need, all they can.
Definitely, because Havoc has to win this to prevent Gravity from taking it home, and Gravity's got to win this to take it home. Because if it comes down to next map is going to be quite the sight, I gotta say.
Whatever that map may be. So now we're just waiting. Team Havoc is ready to go. Gravity's getting some final words in, then we'll hit us with the R. We will be off to the races. Here we go.
Here we go.
And right now, the chat seems to be split on who they want to win. I guess depends on what team you're on. I'm not sure. I mean, whichever, it seems to be split 50-50 in my opinion. So, good on it.
So right now, guys, we have a situation in the Alta 4 Otaku match. I want to make sure everybody's aware. We are watching that match very closely. They're, again, still on Oasis right now. They're on Oasis, the first map of Oasis. Otaku was wrapping up about to wrap up map 1, but it looks like they had a disconnect, and the player who disconnected may not be able to come back. And that is a big thing right there. And unfortunately, if he cannot come back, Otaku is stuck playing the remainder of the map 5v6. As painful as it is to see happen, guys, it is certainly possible here. So we will be watching this very closely to see what goes down in that match. So stay tuned, folks.
What a ride these playoffs have been! What a ride! I mean, wow. I'd pay to watch this movie. I mean, wow, this is crazy.
Yeah. All right, let's see the rollout with we're seeing a Zarya Ryan from Gravity and a Orisa Hog, which they ran on the last map.
Nico seems to be
quite
lagging,
well.
probably lagging with excitement. So
Extra picking Sleepy off the.
Gecko, you seem to have this connection issues, so hopefully get that
Alright.
sorted out. But you look at the side of Havoc, they are running the McCree Hanzo.
How's my lag?
You're good now. You're good. Welcome
Alright.
back.
Radical. I think something was updating in the background.
But look at the side of Gravity. Does take the point first, but Courage and company do get big picks.
Look at
Hanzo takes
Dunzo
that
getting the
Orsted.
pick on Orsted. Looks like Velzen's going for the back door. Velzen's backdooring on point, pushing himself around the hole. But Courage just wiping the floor with Ike and Bubbers. Crimson Saber getting a pick on Velzen, turning us around. What did I tell you? We have
Turning
it.
it around. I mean, what's to be expected at this point? And you can never trust a team fight, no matter what the picks are. It's things are changing consistently.
Because unless a team, an oblivious carry or an obvious carry on a team, and you remove that obvious
you're
carry.
lagging again, Gecko. Oh no. Too much excitement. Oh, but Dunzo gone! Double kill, make that triple. And look at the side right now. They're being spawn camped by Havoc and company. That's a bold statement right now. As Dimtree coming out about 75% actually to his shatter. So if they don't contain him, this could be rough. Getting picked, or excuse me, getting hooked
Dimtree getting picked again.
No.
Velzen picked Dunzo though. Because both the main tank and the off tank are down, thanks courtesy of Courage and Sleepy. Oh my gosh. Can't get a
right
break
now,
right.
Havoc is playing lights out. I mean, that's exactly how you want to play the situation. Even though
Giving
Velzen and
Gravity a
Orsted
fair
still have
chance.
ults, I don't know how they're gonna get in the opportunity to use them when Sleepy and the tank line are playing so cautious and so ready for everything that's coming their way.
Definitely. Get the come though with another push around the right side. They're on point. Slamming, popping multiple. Oh, it's Orsa getting high. Not being able to cop off. Dunzo and Dimtree having a with Reaper getting picked by Dunzo. Hook of all the things. And they didn't cap point though that entire fight. They had the advantage, but they could not cap the point. Anarchy playing aggressive, getting X rush, pulling Reinhardt. Dimtree just getting caught out by Dunzo.
I mean, this whole team fight started with a pick on the Ana on the side of Gravity, but Anarchy takes out Orsted.
Coming in.
Wow.
Here comes the whole hog from Dunzo. Getting
Anarchy picks up two.
Anarchy getting
And a
three.
T-Mech.
Anarchy securing the bag.
I mean, like I've said a million times, these team fights, you can never trust it. Because this whole team fight started off with Velzen in the backline, Reaper ulting their main healer, and and Havoc still won the team fight. So you can't trust anything from what you see on the scoreboard until it is final.
That is true, and we're gonna see some switch ups now. Anarchy on the Soldier and Sleepy on the Diva. Oh, not Diva, but Hammond. It looks like. With the rest of the team comp staying pretty consistent, as well as on Gravity side, they're running a Sombra now. Sombra, Monkey, Soldier, Diva, and keeping the healers the same. This could be huge. This is the map that this one right here dictates whether Havoc and Gravity go on to the true test of might, or Gravity
Map
keeps
8?
it going. Yeah, map 8.
Double overtime, essentially.
Exactly, the true test.
As right now, both teams are just poking at each other. Havoc does establish
getting a
high ground.
pick.
Anarchy takes out Dimtree.
This is huge. And
Dunzo
Dunzo getting
takes out
Ike.
Ike. And seems to be the first fight winning.
Getting Sombra, Sleepy picking Ana, and Anarchy getting Velzen. They can't catch a break.
Yeah, and I mean, we saw this last time they played Control. Havoc seems so much more mentally ready for Control maps than Gravity right now. I mean, you look at the statistics that our good friends at Solo Cup made, but I'm not too sure. But it seems right now that Havoc's Control points are solid.
You're absolutely correct. Especially they proved that today during the fights because they've performed their best on the Control point maps.
Exactly, and it looks like now they're trying to go straight to a bunker just because I think Gravity thinks that's the
They
only
know
thing they can
bunker
really
works.
do.
But it's
Yeah.
coming in hot with the bunker comp. but is it going to be enough? Soldiers up top putting down pressure on that time position. Orisa getting caught out, but getting defense matrix by Bubbers. But cutting around left side. Anarchy's putting a lot of pressure though on mid with Budgie, making sure that they can't catch a break. High ground is extremely dangerous. He flubs a rocket jump though to mid. Here comes the bunker, getting pulled, but it doesn't look like Dunzo had a gun load. Immortality field coming down, getting the pick on.
Dunzo's popping off right now. Anarchy as well.
Dimtree getting knocked into the cars. Orsted getting the pick on Anarchy, but Smooth Saber trading with Orsted.
And
Bubbers
this is
getting
right now. This is
demeched.
clutch. This is absolutely clutch on the
Oh
side.
no!
Bubbers, no.
They're staggering
Don't do it to Bubbers.
Bubbers.
Don't do it to Bubbers. Bubbers, no. Get out of there. Unlucky.
See, it shows you though that you can't really run a bunker comp effectively on control point, especially not Oasis. There's not a lot of
Especially
setup
when you
points.
don't have the point. Yeah.
Yeah,
So this right now I think is the final ditch effort because they know that it's worked so well for them in the past, but we're gonna see what's gonna happen here.
it works for 2 CP, but for King of the Hill for control point, it's a little bit of a different story. Here comes the tank form. We may see the picks. The defensive ult coming
Here
in.
comes a bomb. This could be big.
This could be huge. Getting two, getting both the
supports.
healers. But Anarchy putting down some pressure on mid. Orsta getting low. Can Orsta get picked? Orsta just tanking Anarchy shots. Anarchy getting removed from the fight by that pool. But let's see if they can hold. They got the bunker pulled a point. Let's see if they can hold it, especially since they burned quite a few ults taking it.
And this could oh, that's a huge stagger. And this could spell trouble for Havoc right now because now they've given the bunker a chance to set up however they want to. They are setting up as we speak. Look at the side of Gravity. They have so many ults already available to them that Sleepy really only has a bomb and Courage was coming up on his Primal as well. I think if Sleepy can hit a clutch bomb, they could win this fight. But still, for now, they have to build ults.
That's true, but Anarchy with his Tactical Visor coming online very soon. When I want to say Tactical Visor with this team composition is very effective. There's not a lot of movement. Courage getting stuck out, getting pulled. Huge anti from Budgie, but it doesn't look like it's going to have much effect because the Immortality Field immediately comes down with X-Rush.
This is the time where she needs to bomb. Sleepy needs to bomb right over this whole thing. They've identified that the lamp is gone and she needs to just yeet a bomb up there and it could be
Anarchy pulling.
huge.
Looks like they're contesting point though. Orsted doesn't want to drop down. It's almost like he's afraid to drop down because if they lose that, they lose the position. Velzen getting pushed out. Velzen getting a double. Courage getting Velzen, but X-Rush and Bubber shutting down Courage and
I
Anarchy.
don't know if that ult from Orsted was necessary at all, really.
Tank ult was a little bit of a burn, if you will.
Interesting. They did use a lot of ults, but they do have enough ults to sustain. They still have the Orisa ult as well as X-Rush's ult. Both could really help build ults for the rest of their team. But again, look at the side of Havoc. They did Voice Soldier ult. They switched to the McCree.
Here comes the jump again from Courage and Sleepy. Sleepy
comes the
bomb.
bomb.
Sleepy bombing. It would have been huge, but the Immortality Field shut down a potential
Yeah, they just
triple.
needed to wait for that immortality field, then throw the bomb.
Immortality's down. Orsted, however, picks two.
Oh, but look at how low Dimtree is right now. He is
Dimtree getting
picking out.
picked. Courage alive. Courage nanoed. Is there a turnaround for this? He's hitting the zap on Orsted, but Orsted's surviving. Bomb comes out. Dimtree getting revived. Crimson Saber stalling point right now. Is there potential for a recovery? I don't know.
I'm
Velzen's
not sure,
getting
but
Crimson
you can't
Saber.
count this out. But I
Sleepy
think
getting-
where Sleepy is the only one on point right now. Yeah, but here comes Dunzo, the stall man. As he's going to be trying to stall long enough to get his team back, but I don't think it's going to be enough. As we have a tied game on Oasis.
Now this is it. This is the map. The actual map now for each team. This is either a win or an onward. And I gotta say, each team, if not each team's gotta be at this point probably mentally exhausted by now. 7 maps, especially 7 tough maps.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
But
Wear
there
and
are also
tear. I mean, that's why you got to build a roster that's deep.
and especially since with these last couple of maps, since the 2-player rule has really sort of gone out the window, some of these teams are keeping certain players in the entire time, and those players, unless they're riding high, are gonna be mentally worn out. Especially,
And that's why we drink Gatorade, ladies and gentlemen. Gatorade, that's #1 sponsor for the Overwatch Tranquility League. Even in a 5v6?
All right. Looks like they're coming up
we
for
have
the
a
high ground.
situation going on here, but
Yeah.
we're good now. Anarchy does get taken out early, as the control point will unlock soon, and right now it's...
So here's the high ground, pulling the Bastion. Is
That's
Bastion
huge.
to be able to survive this? Immortality Field drops down and keep that Bastion line. Getting antied, however. The anti, I don't know if they're going to get a lot of effect out of it. Anti getting removed. Courage dropping down off high ground. Sleepy getting pick on the Immortality Field, but Orsted trading, getting Sleepy. Velzen up top, terrorizing the back line. With Dunzo just walking into the...
huge purple.
Here comes
Huge
the
purple's
tank
out here. Now
form.
let's see what Dunzo can do here, as he is in the back line.
But here it is.
Taken out by Velzen.
Definitely. Looks like that momentum is a little bit stalling out right now with the bunker comp actually working out a lot better.
I mean, it's night and
Gravity.
day. You look at the side of when Havoc was using, or excuse me, when Gravity was not on the bunker, Havoc was raining Havoc from above and in all directions, really. And Gravity looked really unmatched, but now that the bunker has been established, it's so hard for Gravity, or for Havoc to figure out what to do here.
But Anarchy now on the Bastion. If he was on that last fight, I didn't catch it. Looks like they're trying to counter with their own bunker, but with Dunzo on the aggressive affirmative, with him trying to get the good hook. He sees that Reaper's up top. He's waiting for that. He's trying to play it around the side. Looks like he's trying to get a hook on the Bastion, who's playing a little bit more defensively now.
And just right now, both teams are trying to bunker, but
He
I
got
don't
the
think
hook on the
Havoc...
Diva. Diva's D-Mech. They
Oh.
lost the defense major. This
That's
Courage getting a
huge.
pick on X-Rush too. Here comes the pool with, oh my gosh, that
Trade after trade after trade.
It's a trade, but it looks like Havoc's got the advantage now. X-Rush getting knocked out. They got the pool. Anarchy now getting the high
Ooh,
ground.
Courage with 3K there, and Havoc. I mean, it's so crazy with these teams that are playoff teams. You know they're so good because one pick completely changes the team play. It's nutty.
And they know it too. They know when to go in and they know when to not go in based on who dies. It's a very important skill to know. But getting a pick on a Tracer's pretty good. But if the Tracer's going to be immediately revived, it's sort of you don't want to go in at that point. But if you get a pick on like a Mercy or a Bastion or the Diva, Anarchy taking out Orsted and Dunzo removing Bubbers from fight. Anarchy getting 2 with Dimtree. Orsted getting revived again and having to fall back. Courage pushing up on the Reaper. And Dunzo missing a hook, but keeping the pressure up, pushing Orsted into a corner. Will they be able to get that confirmed? They did not confirm the kill, but they confirmed their point presence is definitely still active.
I agree.
Dunzo and Courage able to play up, being enabled by Crimson Saber's healing, harassing Gravity's backline, preventing them from really having a full power pull. Here comes the dive from the Diva.
Oh, but look at that pull! Sleepy pulled the bomb
Diva
off.
get the pull, but the Death Blossom goes unnoticed and wipes Anarchy. Here comes the cease from Sleepy, as well as Dimtree trading. Dunzo gets Orsted, but Velzen gets Dunzo. Here comes the boost from X-Rush, trying to take out people, getting Crimson Saber, his Bubbers, and getting Dimtree is getting Sleepy's ult, and Velzen taking Courage out. I gotta say, that was a quite amazing Diva pool.
That was the Orisa pulled the Diva bomb, and I thought everything was fine until Velzen came up behind and killed 2.
But I don't think. But wait, Anarchy reacted. I don't think Anarchy even knew that he was getting ulted until he died, firing at something else.
I'm sure everybody was freaking out about that great pull, and then
Of
right
course.
at that moment, it was too little.
Let's see.
Too late for
We've
them.
got a tank and a whole hog right now. Can Dunzo get the Dunzo immediately getting picked by Reaper?
I don't know. Dunzo needs to stay on this.
But the
hog
D-Mech
anymore.
on Diva, we could see here it is. Here comes the tank configuration from Anarchy, but immediately gets floored by Orsted. They know what's up, but this might be a
Looks like it could
overtime.
spell the end here.
Going into overtime, getting the pick.
Dunzo, last one left
Dunzo,
here.
last ditch effort, stalling out, seeing if the whole team could get there. Just pulling, getting the stall. Coming in is Anarchy, just coming in as Soldier. Stalling the point once again. Here comes Crimson Saber with the Lucio stalling point, getting picked. Ladies and
looks like-
gentlemen,
Moving on, Gravity. Hell of a game.
definitely, I gotta say, Havoc. It was close. It could have gone either way. I just think, like I said at the beginning, Gravity's bunker was too good. It beat Havoc's bunker, and they couldn't get a consistent pull, but they definitely had some damn good games.
I mean, no one on either team should feel like they didn't put everything into this game, because this was just beautiful from every single. Nobody had a bad game on either side, and that's what made this game so special. Is that everybody was on fire.
Everyone was putting in 110%. It was amazing to watch, amazing to cast.
And thank you guys so much for joining us on this cast. I'm gonna let Ski take over now, maybe a score update or whatever.
You darn right you're going to.
Oh, wow.
I do want to go back to the Alta 4 Otaku match, and I do want to announce that match is also over, and the winner of that one is Otaku, taking it down with a 4-3 victory over Alt F4. Yojak comes in basically expecting to be out all week after having some sort of medical procedure done. And suddenly he is there tonight, basically silent on comms, but not silent in play. And they take it down 4-3 over Alt F4. So Otaku will move on to take on Solo Cup. And again, the winners of this match, Gravity, will move on, taking out Season 1 champion Havoc. They've won this one 4.5 to 2.5 lol half-point scores. And the winner of the match between Sugar Rush and Harmony and Chaos will take on Gravity in the semifinals. So congratulations to Gravity on this one, and congratulations to all of our winners today. For the casters here today, do you guys have any statements about who you think is the MVP of this match? Go.
Well, it's easy to say that Orsted, took it home with that Bastion play, but I gotta say, I think for the other teams, I think Bubbers pulled a lot of weight and did extremely well on D.Va this entire match. He was extremely consistent and and contributed a lot to his team. The same way that Dunzo was, he was going ham, or as a Roadhog player, say he was going whole hog. He was definitely. I would definitely put, not trying to discount Orsted and Velzen, but I definitely put Bubbers and Dunzo as the MVPs for this match.
Yeah, I agree. I think both players, and like I said before, both teams were just on fire as a whole. If both teams could win in the perfect universe, I'd be okay with it, because they both deserved to win. But in the end of the day, Gravity is going to move on.
Mm-hmm. It was a true fight of giants, and it was just a matter of, at that point, it was just a matter of who just performed just that edge better. They were both excellent teams. It was just the edge that gave Gravity the win in the end.
It was an amazing match from two great teams, like you guys said. We've had a lot of great matches so far in the playoffs, and by the way, we still have 2 weeks left. Semifinals next week, and the finals left to come. Guys, I can't thank you enough for tuning in. Thank you. Special thanks go to both our casters here, Kingdom and Gecko. Did an amazing job. Please give them some love and chat. And then also to everyone who tuned in today and everybody in the Tranquility community, we appreciate you. Thank you very much, and you'll have a great night.
Yeah, it's our time to shine. Show that's the kind of state of mind you gotta combine with hard work and time. You gotta climb to the top. Don't let yourself drop till your heart stops. Let this beat rock. Got a new clock and a new stock for this new rock. Just let your mind loose from the new stock. Drunk off the goose, thinking that I'm too pop. Getting caught with a few thoughts, cause I'm too lost. Off the speakers can't even handle me. Give it what I got, nobody's gonna drain my energy. And I will never stop, I'm motivated by enemies. Setting up shop so everybody remember me. And no, I am not going through life regretfully. I'd rather work non-stop, what they call incessantly, than work some odd job just to live life pleasantly. Already got lost in my mind, not a fantasy, I'm getting with the forgotten souls, so stop, drop, and roll. You lost all control and pop off your balls. I got squat, I fold, I'm not bought, I'm sold. My stock rocks, it's gold. Hey, knock, knock, she home. Can't talk to close, I ain't stopping though. It's hip-hop, you know, or is it rock and roll? I'm not dropping down, no, my pocket's grown. You can't stop the show, so get rockin' on. So let me break it all down for you.
I ain't never giving up, I ain't never giving up.
Taking that crown from you.
I ain't worried about you, I ain't never
So let me break it all down for you.
I ain't never giving up, I ain't never giving up.
I'm taking that crown from you.
I ain't worried